My name is Jace Bellerin. I am the Living Guild Pact. What makes your plane more worthy than any other?
Ravnica can never be free until we stand over the buried body of the Guild Pact.
In the name of Mat Celestia, I will shine a light that gives new life to the Conclave and brings the truth out of darkness.
Ravnica and its people deserve peace, and I aim to bring it to them, regardless of what my new patron may want.
My life is the sword that will strike down the tyranny that tries to lay shadow over my people.
Mortality is trivial. Once I'm deathless, I will restore order.
Sure that Robert does have one. Oh, we
I
are
think Robert
live.
had one.
Hi.
All right.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
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 Talking about what we're going to do with all of our viewers. No? Okay. Well, thank you for watching. It's not the... Okay, well, you know what happened to ours. We sold them to Chord. We're all warlocks here. All warlocks here.
Yeah, you know that little thing, like when you click on the chat in Twitch and it makes sense up like the message, and you hit agree to that actually enters you into Warlock Pact with us.
It's true.
But you know what?
The way it's set up.
That's what happens when people don't read the fine print.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry
Read
about
your
that,
terms
but-
of service, everyone.
There are far worse
Terrible
options, I can tell you.
We're actually really good patrons. Like,
Anyone.
you're gonna get lots of magic.
Except me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
We're going to do real quick character intros, and then we're going to go into a short video, and then we'll be right back. So let's go. Let's see, we did Samwise first last week. Let's go ahead and do Robert. Oh, this way. First this week. We'll go clockwise.
Yes, well, I am playing Medunetter today. I am a Black Kenra druid of dreams. My brother, Aslan Sura, well, I lost him for a while, but we're back together and with a very weird group of people. Also ejected into a desert, not very good for me.
All right, Snickle Socks.
I'm Alsan Sura, and as my brother above mentioned, we were separated for quite some time, at birth, in fact, but we were always watching each other's backs, as it were. He was born with his natural colors, but I was born with albinism, making me a sort of white pearlescent, which stuck me out of the crowd a lot. We are doing our best to take this group of heroes, maybe that's not a great phrase for them, to possibly save their realm or get eaten by worms in the desert. I'm not sure yet, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try for the first one, and if it doesn't work out, then the second one isn't the worst thing that could happen. So that's okay.
Valid.
It's not the worst thing that could happen. It's actually way worse.
Oh yeah, far worse.
Yeah.
All
There are
right,
always worse things.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, I think we've got some things in store. We'll see what happens. All right,
great.
yeah.
I'm not worried.
Hello. I am Dr. Ilvar. I am from Izzet League Internal Affairs. I am seeking one Dr. Wilderburn to answer for suspicions of conspiracy. These individuals are passable to help convey me towards my target. But
Wait.
soon I'll be able to go back home and maybe take a nap.
I know Dr. Ilvar didn't just look at me.
I did. Corey Rogerson, fight me.
Oh, no.
Oh, can we get a couple of nat ones up there?
Called out on the arena of the internet.
I foresaw it.
Ooh.
That's cold, man. That's cold.
Nunu.
Yes, well, hello everybody. While we're still with these characters, I'm playing Zarina. She's from the Rakdos Guild, and she's one of the star performers, of course. And she goes on adventures to gain inspiration to write her screenplays that she then performs very meticulously in the Rakdos shows. And she's a bard/warlock, and here just for the ride and for the fun.
Just for the lulz.
Yep.
Registered with the guild, though, right? Just want to clarify on that. Registered with the guild.
Yes.
Okay. Someone's got to call your. I need an insight check. Someone.
Ooh. Not necessarily a sanctioned trip.
Very good. Very good.
Yes. Hello. I am Hallow. Also a member of the Rakdos Guild. I gathered this group of people together to go rescue my friends from a volcano prison. And I think everything's gonna be absolutely fine. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
You die in the desert and become a mummy forever.
She said it!
Becoming a mum is not very good.
We're screwed.
No.
On the other hand, eternal life.
Eternal life in a scorching desert where you're in constant pain. No. Like, it's a literal hell. Like, no.
Oh, I think I need descent into Avernus to run the rest of this setting. Oh, wait. All right, Sam, tell me. Tell me. About your...
Hi! Hi, everyone. My name is Rosalind Blade Weaver. I am something of an artist, you might say, in the Rakdos. My paintbrush just happens to be knives and pointy stuff, and sometimes things that are pointy and also on fire. But, I make beautiful works of art. You have to come down and see it sometime. I'm pretty much here to help keep an eye on Hallow. She's a little bit new to the cult, and, just gotta really get a gander, see what it is she's made of.
All right.
Also for the lulz.
Yay!
Of course.
All right.
I'm sorry I had to.
Amonkhet is a dangerous, dangerous world, and it is a little oasis called Yoashra in the middle of an unending desert across this plain. It is protected by the Hekma, which is a magical barrier protecting it from the outer sands, and inside is the city of Noctamoon. The city of Noctamoon is run by 5 elder gods who are physically embodied, and we will be exploring that further in the game. But to give you an idea of the setting overall, the desert outside of the Hekma is lethal, and on this plane, it has been cursed. Anybody dying on this plane will, exsanguish in the sands and dry out and desiccate and become, once they are completely mummified in the sands, desiccated, they will rise again as mummies with a small percentage chance of becoming a mummy lord, where they will still be an undead abomination, whatever, but they still have their intelligence about them. Pretty small chance. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and jump to our advertisers real quick and our backers real quick, and we are going to come right back in with a recap from the last episode, and then we're going to jump right on into the action here in the next 5 minutes. So, Charlie, if you wouldn't mind.
Before we begin today's show, I would like to take some time to remind you about our sponsors. Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. All of the beautiful maps and roles you see tonight are done using Fantasy Grounds, which you can try for free at fantasygrounds.com. You can also get all of your miniatures from Wayland Games. Go to waylandgames.co.uk and get yourself a huge range of D&D, Warhammer and 40k minis for up to 20% off regular retail price. And Tabletop Loot, who sell incredible dice. Go and check them out at tabletoploot.com.
I'm scared.
What? I have never done anything negative to this group whatsoever. Oh, we're back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've never lost hit
Perfect
points.
sentence to come back on.
Never died.
I mean, I guess not so much this group, but Sinev's just shaking their head sadly at you.
Camera flashes over.
And now we're on
fire!
We are on
I live
fire.
here.
Are we doing a poll already? Or did we just hit 20 retweets? We didn't hit 20 retweets. Did you? Did we?
No,
Not yet?
no,
Yeah,
no,
good.
no.
Retweet! Retweet! Want everybody in the chat. First, we are going to
dice.
do a recap. Yes, when we get to 20 retweets, we will do a giveaway from our sponsor, Tabletop Loot, and that will go out. We'll collect information after the stream, and you'll get your dice in the mail, which is amazing. Thank you so much, Tabletop Loot, for continuing to back us in such a fantastic way. Hey, Nat, what was that? You were saying fight me, right?
I have no recollection of what you're intoning.
I remember, that's what he said.
Blade Weaver.
You're welcome,
please.
Doctor.
I don't know what those little red circles are over your head, but I love them.
I don't know what they are either. I know I had 4 nat 20s before we started today, and I don't know where they went.
Oh, the times have changed.
Whoops.
Whoopsie.
Easy come, easy go.
Can you do the fan?
Oh, that's brilliant. I don't think I've ever seen the nat ones over anybody's head but my own,
Yeah.
This is true.
which is where
That's
they
the way it
belong,
should
and we're
be.
probably going to need them there today. So, I mean, nothing ominous is
Great.
going to happen whatsoever. Do we want to do a quick recap? Talk about how we got into this terrible, terrible, life-threatening predicament that is most certainly going to end up in a TPK?
When you put it like that. No.
No.
Who wants to give the final?
Just leave it on the cliffhanger. That's fine. Everybody lives happily ever after. How it goes.
I think the person that was most influential last session was Dr. Ilvar, so I think we should hear the recap from Dr. Ilvar. this time.
I am getting
Revenge.
just the full-on revenge here. You know who's the most beautiful performer in our group, and who's just do an illustrious artistic job of regaling us with the tale of what happened last session. I wonder who that would be.
Sadly,
Nunu?
Serena is not registered with the guild officially and is not eligible to do the recap.
All right,
Bureaucracy.
Man, everyone's still getting demoted this season, I guess.
It's theme.
The
All the
theme of
trade,
D&D
okay.
is bureaucracy.
I'm going to roll
So-
20 to get us moving.
No,
Oh, okay.
Dr. Elvar is going to
He
do
was
it.
gonna do
Dr.
it.
Ilvar was
He's gonna
just about to do it.
No, the
Okay.
dice will choose me if it is fate.
I
I
will
sit back and
say
listen.
that we'll burn one of those nat ones up there.
Sure. Why not? So, the session before last, we had just gotten shoved through a portal into the burning hellscape of Amonkhet, where the gods walk among the people, and they are not nice, except when they are to Gideon, but that's not important. And it was, and it's a horrible desert land, and you face these trials to try to prove yourself to eventually become an undead warrior and servant of an evil wizard dragon. Lore. Alright, so we start there, and immediately get accosted in our brains by some of what I believe were the god people, and I gave them some sass, so they didn't like me very much. And Hollow got like her brain smacked in because she had a ring that protected her brain from them, and that also wasn't pleasant. Then Alsan was then a ball of fire that we shot totally was us hit an Aven, which is like a bird-headed person, and they fell out of the air, and Ilvar was like, I can smooth this over, and he charmed the Aven to try to just make everything nice. And he got a little information, and then he was like, Dr. Ilvar, you're really old. Why is that? And I'm like, that's really rude. Could you not? And then that cycle repeated a few times with some children and some other individuals, and Alsan many times. But eventually we escaped that because Alsan is useful on occasion, and took us to a secret location where some other refugees, dissenters as they call them on Amonkhet, who opposed the domain and the rule of the gods and the trials and the god pharaoh wizard dragon thing, and we went there and they're like, cool, well the god thing told Ilvar to not make a fuss, so I'm gonna take a nap because that's cool, right? So I made a little bubble in to protect us, and then we talked about what we were gonna do next, and apparently that is incorrect. Taking a nap is not okay. So all of an entire what do they call it? The group crop of warriors came in, and we were like, we got totally sold out by whoever's running this dissenter shelter place. So then we were like, well, what do we do here? And eventually, after a lot of deliberation, a wizard came in, an angel wizard, and dispelled the bubble that protected us. And then it was time to fight when there was a wall of fire around us. And then I was like, well, we're like 70% Rakdos. I might as well summon a demon. That'll be fun. And the Heckma is particularly designed to protect Noctamoon against demons, which I didn't entirely grasp at the time. So instead of a demon being summoned to where we were, the demon was summoned all the way to Ifnir, which is where we were going, and we were plopped, well, me and the person I grabbed, Hollow, the best among us, were plopped partially there in the middle of the desert. However, in all that, Alsan once again showed his usefulness as he stole the angel's staff, which could get us through the barrier to leave, because where we need to go is Ifnir, a prison that is across the desert, so we have to go through the barrier that protects the city. And the barrier doesn't just keep things out, it also keeps things in. And then we were like, oh no, there's mummies and sandworms, so Hollow, still the best among us, cats fly on us, and we were like, get the hell out of there. And we were, I think, just caught sight of our friends before we cut for the session.
Yep.
And I'm very warm and old.
Yeah.
Oh, and the most important detail, apparently my son calls me Pop Pop, my grandson.
Yes.
Pop Pop.
It's very important.
Pop Pop Ilvar.
It came out on Sunday. The episode was already posted up, and it's called They Call Me Pop Pop.
Is it?
I love it.
On the show, it's canon.
Thank you, Will, wherever you are.
Magnitude up in here. Pop.
Love it.
Pop pop.
So, okay, that was an excellent recollection. There were a few other things that are maybe relevant over the course of this episode. The staff, when Alsan stole it, grew into his arm with a lightning effect. You can't let go of it. I did mention that it was cursed. Yeah, if you were playing the old RPG games, when you pick up a cursed item, you can't put it back down again. Oh god, oh god. Alsan can't hold anything in his left hand now. Except the staff.
Whoopsies.
But it does have some perks.
It does.
It does. Where we're picking up, actually, is going to be one of them. Because as you're parting the Heckma with the staff, you step out, and you see the rest of your group out in the distance, probably 500, 600 feet away from the Heckma, out there standing among the dunes with a small rise just off to the left from them, just to the southwest of where they are. They're hightailing towards it, and then Hallow casts Fly, and they all jump up into the air as mummies begin crawling from the sands beneath their feet. It's then that you look up and you feel a slight vibration in the ground, and off to the east, the southeast of where you're standing, You see a large plume of dust moving quickly in your direction.
I would have a pretty good idea what this is.
Oh, yeah, you know exactly what that is.
Great.
That's
Great.
Worm Trail. That's Worm Trail.
So, and I'm with the rest of the party right now, right? So we just went through the gate?
You are just stepping out through the Heckma. It is just you and Dr. Ilvar. Well, no, everybody except, I guess, Dr. Ilvar and Hala. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the rest.
Can any of you fly?
No?
Or run
As
faster
you
than a
say,
sandworm?
can any of you fly? Your arm begins pulling you upward. And your feet leave the ground. And the staff is glowing a faint white.
No.
Hey, stop!
You made the command word, brother.
I'll like try and grab him, keep him from like floating away.
Unfly. No. Stop. Ground. Fall.
You fall promptly to the ground.
Okay, alright.
Do it again.
What if you say? All of us fly?
All of us fly.
And you begin
Do I just
floating
keep
up
going back up?
Yep.
No!
Okay, it didn't work.
Fall!
You're about 15 feet off the ground. You plummet and you fall into the soft surface stands. And the wind picks up a little bit, and there's little eddies of sand blowing over your toes.
Aw, sounds really wonderful, actually.
The sand is quite soft and warm underneath your butt until you note the terrible suns in the sky, and the sun in the sky is blisteringly hot.
Mm-hmm.
And you suddenly feel parched.
Really thirsty. Is anyone else really thirsty? We getting thirsty?
Yes.
You go back. They've
Well,
got this
I mean-
handled. It's fine.
Always, but I mean, I don't think we really don't know if that's an option right now.
What is that?
I mean, do we want to go try and
coming
save
towards us?
them? We could just walk
Yeah,
back.
I mean, I gotta at least bring Hallow back. I don't care so much about our good doctor, but I still got a job to do.
He's my best friend. I must save him.
Yeah, all right, nerd. So I guess we should probably get a move on us. Suppose. Would be nice if we had time to get any supplies.
I got the staff.
Yeah.
But we can just go back in, right? He has their stuff. It's just a matter of going, picking them up, and go back to their cities. That how it
Well,
works,
but
no?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a great idea for us to be going back into the city. Everybody kind of got a pretty good look at us after
And also, we've
I don't
spent
know.
a lot of time chit-chatting. By the time we reach them, the worm will be there. Oops.
Oh,
Eh,
well,
Yeah.
whoops.
they'll be fine. We should probably
we
get
go
a move
now,
on, though.
There are a significant number of half-crawling from the stands mummies between you and where Hallow and Malachar are floating above the stands. The high ground is close.
Where'd Malachar come from?
I'm sorry.
It's still Ilvar.
It's still Ilvar.
I knew it.
Hey,
It says
Nadu.
below his name. The face is Malachar next to it, and the player is Malachar. I'm confused. Forgive me.
It gets confusing.
I'm Malachar? Like,
No, you personally
face?
are.
No, your character art is right there.
okay.
That's true.
Fight me.
Hey,
Okay.
Nadu, you turned into a cat the other day. Can you turn into anything big and flying by chance? Maybe something that can help carry the two of us, and I'll gesture at me and Zarina, because I point at Sura, you can fly just fine. So
I do believe that was the same day, isn't it? I haven't had a chance to rest.
I don't know. I salmon confused.
Yeah.
2 wild shapes per short rest.
Yes, I need a rest to be able to do it.
Ah, well, that was my plan. Let's go murder some mummies again, I guess. I'll just start walking off.
So,
Unless
so
anybody
Hollow,
stops me.
Hollow, I see them over there, but, we could just fly off towards Ifnir and forget them. I mean, I don't really care about it. I guess Alsan's kind of okay, but the rest of them are just... They can be mummy food if you want.
I thought you two were friends. He
Incorrect.
keeps saying that you're friends.
He is mistaken.
Oh. That's probably not best. We probably need them when we get to Ifnir. Right?
This last 10 minutes? Correct? We're flying.
Yes, 10 minutes.
I'm going to work on something, and I'm going to begin casting something. And since I'm not the one concentrating on fly, it keeps going.
Doing a ritual while somebody else does the fly. I love this.
It's
Yeah.
not technically a ritual, just a 10-minute cast spell.
Oh, wow.
But same concept.
Good.
Okay.
And yes, before you go, I just wanted to say thank you to Driz941 for all of our crits. And hopefully
Thank
they will
you.
come in handy. Thank you so much for...
I saw it pop up there. Thank
We
you
have
so
a
much.
chance.
Maybe.
Learn to play. Pay to win.
It's every season's sub title.
See, what it is, we've become dice dependent here. You guys get nat 20s, and then I have to ramp up the difficulty to match it, and then they gotta buy 4 nat 20s to survive it.
You don't have to
Corey.
anything.
Corey, if you ramp up the difficulty in response to our lovely viewers' contributions, you are depreciating the value of their donation. We couldn't possibly do that to them, could we?
You're
Very
right.
fair.
Nah, that's totally fair. Let's go fight some CR5 zombies. I mean,
Delightful.
Rosalind's halfway there.
Yep, Zarina is right behind Rosalind.
I'm bored.
all right. Actually, I am going to open up the Twitch chat because I didn't have it open yet because I'm a big dummy head.
How dare you,
It's a
sir?
good place to be.
I was supposed to be there, but I confess I was doing way too many things right before the stream and did not open it.
Casting spell, casting spell.
There we go.
Casting
Okay.
spell.
Woo.
All right. Okay. So as you're all jetting across the stands, hightailing it towards where you see Dr. Ilvar and Hallow floating across, Dr. Ilvar begins to sort of fumble around with something. Describe your casting. What is it that you're doing, Dr. Ilvar?
I have my book out because I'm a wizard, and I take out my book and I flip to the appropriate page, and I quietly consult it while sighing disappointedly while my hands glow slightly. And about halfway through, a little conjured cup of coffee appears, and I sip on that. It's an important part of my casting.
So the first half of the casting was to summon.
I was just like,
The second half was to cast the spell correctly.
Yeah, indeed.
I now understand ritual casting and why it takes so long.
Yeah. I'm a practiced wizard. I just need my fuel.
are you
Just
sure
open
you're not
Perhaps
a warlock?
it's
dimension.
a union break.
Hmm,
Like, yeah, I can
yes.
cast this
Well-
spell instantly, but I get 10 minutes to do it, so take a break. Okay, so you are flying across the sands towards the high ground. The party is making their way towards you, and about halfway, as they get to you, sip this little cup of something steamy and delicious. And then, as you're almost to the foot of this high ground, the rest of the party, I should say, the dust of this worm trail is upon you. It actually raises a cloud around you, and it's a little bit hard to see. As it wafts by, the shaking in the ground gets violent, and we're going to consider this rough terrain and dim light. Okay? There are 12 zombies, mummies, in the sand. Sorry, I don't know why I keep envisioning this as zombies crawling out of the sand. They're mummies. Probably because they're crawling out of the sand. Okay, so there are 12 mummies crawling out of the sand in various places. Imagine a deep brown dust blowing through on a heavy wind, and almost like a sandstorm. Golden light and it's reflecting dimly off of the sand beneath your feet. Visibility has gotten really low, but amid the streaks of brown dust, you can see that there are these sort of stumbling, shambling creatures moving towards you and about. We are going to start with initiative.
Here we go.
This is fine.
Well, it's about time I found a party in this plane. No, butts. I didn't bring up my dice. That's why. I knew I forgot something.
Yes! Totally distracted.
Butts.
Not wanting fantasy grounds in time.
Damn it! No, that just means that after I'll wait till our
My
next
dice.
roleplay chunk. Everyone's gonna get to watch me warm up my dice after the encounter.
It's very important.
It's very important.
That's why I just rolled a 5. My
That
dice were
hits
cold.
me.
Megan, you
Yeah.
had a 5?
Well, 7. I rolled a 5.
You're muted, Nat.
Good.
Hate's a very strong word. I'm
All right, what's
disappointed.
everybody else got?
8 for the
Fight me.
The time will come.
14 for Ilvar. It's in the fan.
The thing. You know, the thing.
Alsan?
The thing.
6.
Oh, we did real well, y'all.
Look, we're terrible.
Robert?
We got 2 6s, a 7, and an
16.
8.
Now I understand why Driss gave us
16
natural.
over here.
Rosalind is very distracted trying to think of different names to call Ilvar when we meet back up.
I am looking at all these Dex users getting low numbers, and I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
I know!
I
rolled a 2! That's what happened.
Same.
I am charismatic
Two
and not
partners.
much else.
Yeah,
Sam, what did you
twinsies. Me, I had a 6. So
Okay.
2 plus 4.
All right. That's not bad at all. So Matt, you are
The worst.
going first. You're gonna be first, finishing up with the casting of your ritual, and
Oh,
that's where
sure.
we're gonna begin the battle.
Well, I'm going to be kind of off to the side. I'm going to touch a point on the sandhill, and the sand will all swirl. And in this kind of maelstrom of phones around me, it goes entirely so you cannot see Ilvar for a moment. And then you just hear us come out. And now standing underneath Ilvar is a, like, you know how those like glass cinder blocks? It's like a hatch made out of those.
Why, though?
What?
Dr. Ilvar is leaving you all here.
Love it. Love it.
Dr. Ilvar is a doomsday prepper.
Yes.
He's like, come in here. There are many canned foods.
It wasn't this. The ritual wasn't for the combat. It's so pedestrian.
Wow.
Huh.
Okay,
All right.
so that will be at the top of everything, and we are going to then start with the. Seriously, on my initiative tracker, I even wrote Z for Zed because I think they're zombies apparently.
Oh no! Stop it, Corey.
I can't send you guys against zombies. Come on, they're like
Zombies.
level 9.
Zombies.
All right.
Yes.
Yes,
There are Sailor 5 zombies in
zombies.
Yawning
They're
Portal.
like gummy bear zombies.
It's terrifying.
This game took a turn, but I'm here for it.
Okay. All right. So the mummies are going to go next. They are going to. Which ones of them are going to actually be in range? If anyone on the ground, who is on the ground? Sam is on the ground.
Rosalind is on the ground.
Rosalind is on the ground. Yes, we can't have any zombies attacking Sam. Rosalind is on the ground.
I'm very slow.
Save Sam.
Zarina is on the ground as well.
Zarina's on the ground. Okay, so basically, yeah, okay.
Oh, and if that was after my spell was done, then our fly would be over because they have the same duration.
Oh,
Ooh.
so you.
So I think just
down.
Alsan's in the air.
No, I dropped. I'm going.
We're
to
all
use
on
it.
the
No one's
ground.
in the air.
We are all
No
ground
one's in the
people.
air.
We're all ground people now.
The
I think
stat
we
has
should
a
start
wide
floating.
movement speed of 50. Movement speed of 50 on that.
I don't like that.
Okay,
How close am I to the cinder block shelter?
you are right next to him.
That
Okay,
being
so that is
said,
when-
I put it out of the way so the sandworm wouldn't crash into it and shatter the whole thing. Specifically, it's why I said I went kind of out of the way to do this. So we'll see how that works out.
So a mummy
Valid.
goes to take a swing at Alsan.
No.
Just as it's like getting ready to take a massive chomp out of him, you see this flash of gray and a stenchful wind goes flying by from out of the sand, followed by segmented plates, and it vanishes back into the sand as quickly as
Nope.
it came.
Don't like that.
Nope. It's a
Nope.
big nope.
Nope, nope, nope.
Nope. Can we just like all together opt to not have this be a thing? Can we vote?
This is fine.
I'll make a
Everything-
change.org
Field.
petition right now.
The field is just
It,
right here. We
It
could.
surfaces and grabs another one from in the sands nearby. And then we're going to take it to. Robert, I'm sorry. You were actually at a 16. So you will be
Yes.
next.
No problem. I thought it was a surprise round anyway, so I was not problem. Okay, so question. This thing is under the sand, right?
Sometimes.
Currently. I can't see it right now.
It's really hard to tell with all the dust that's flying around, but it is around. You can definitely see the disturbance where it's at, where the sand is actually plummeting upwards, but there's sand flying up from it. It's really hard to tell if it's actually completely submerged or if it's on the surface. Either way, you get the impression you could definitely attack it.
All right. I look back at the rest of the party and I'm like, have any of you ever seen that play, Avatar: The Last Airbender? Well, either way, remember, lightning is a form of fire, and I summon a lightning cloud above the area as I cast Call Lightning at 4th level.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And draw a bolt of lightning down where I saw the sand coming up. Any creature within 5 feet of that must make a dexterity saving throw.
I
The
love
sandworms
it
are
so
known
much
for their.
more than you know.
Dexterity.
That is a fail. It was a fail.
That is what? All
Fail.
right.
There we go.
That is, where's my D10? Oh, there it is. 3D10. And suddenly somebody else. 21 lightning damage.
Is it 4d10 or 3d10?
4 because I cast it at 4th level.
All right, 21 damage.
21 lightning damage to anything within 5 feet of the crash of lightning. As the bolt cacophonous sound down a 60-foot cylinder of light area with a cloud above us. And I just look back and go, don't get caught in my storm. And that's my turn.
Good.
That was fantastic.
That was metal.
Next is going
Fiery.
to be Nunu with an 8.
So bad.
You
We
surrender.
all did so bad.
All right. So Zarina, because of this thing that's popping up and out is nowhere to be seen. I mean, I do not. What do I do?
Wait for it to
Just
pop its ugly head out, I guess.
Don't get in front of it.
Okay.
Or
Zarina's
No,
gonna
don't.
focus on her draw her scimitar and focus on her scimitar, and you see that flames start pooling in her eyes, and just the entire eyeballs are just replaced by flames as she casts haste on herself.
Nice.
And holds the hasted action to attack the first thing that pops out of the sand.
That pops out of the sand in case the worm attacks you. Not worried about
Yes.
the mummies?
No.
All right.
Famous last words.
Yep.
Because next 3 mummies are actually coming in straight at you. Oh. But that's. Are you sure?
Yeah. I mean, it is
okay.
the most dangerous thing. That's the smart thing to do.
That's a 21 to hit.
A
A
reaction cast shields doesn't
seven, a
hit.
23.
23 just hits.
Okay.
No.
So the 23 will hit, and that's going to be. $13 points of damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That is a 12.
That will succeed. Oh my gosh.
Good.
Okay.
I mean, you're right.
What? No.
I'm just hoping for something here. Looking forward to it.
There's been no official release for Mummy Rot in 5e. If I did that, it would be 100% homebrew, and you wouldn't know what to expect.
Wait, there isn't? I totally thought
No.
mummies had mummy rot.
I thought they did too, but I don't know.
It's not on the stat block, anyways.
I'm not going to question it.
Today I learned.
no, absolutely
I
not.
know better.
I went looking for it because last session when there were
I believe you.
the crawl, you're like, I know it's here, but I'm not going to say it is. I will look it up, but I did already look it up.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Yeah, no.
Good.
All right. So, next in the turn order, Nunu is holding action. It's going to be.
I think it's me. I think it's me.
Think so.
Because I had a 7. when you
Yeah, I
got
don't know
an
why.
8.
I think the
my
combats
knowledge of
in
my knowledge
Fantasy
of
Grounds are
numbers-
still from last week.
I wasn't even.
Or some
using
of
it.
them.
That's the problem. I'm sitting here thinking, like, why is this not going well? Why am I having trouble with it? Because I'm not using the damn tracker.
Ah, that's why.
That tracks.
There's your problem.
I've run through these rooms completely theater of the mind without anything in the last week, and it's been fun. Just running everything manual initiative trackers. Okay. So next will be Hallow.
Hello. I would, let me say. So what's the sitch? Am I like within my movement distance from this like glass doomsday shelter that Dr. Ilvar has constructed?
I mean, ideally we were flying together, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so yes. So I want to get like at the front of the weird glass doomsday shelter. And I'm just gonna pop off some Eldritch Blasts at the closest mummy. If that's cool.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
I haven't Eldritch Blasted anything this season so far, so let's do this. Like a real
sure?
warlock does. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. I've been
Seeing
using
you
my
do that.
spell slots like a chump.
Seeing you do that now, Zarina will scream, "Oh, so it's supposed to hit the mummies, yes?"
I mean, that's
It's
your choice.
something
You have
there.
autonomy as an adult. But I'm going to.
Good for you, Hallow.
Wow.
I'm not here to tell anybody how to live their life. But y'all could have eaten
Mummy
those
rock
tummy
is
rocks
totally
and we would have been in a good place.
Would we? Would we?
It worked out so well for me. So I'm gonna roll. You just gotta go with it. Just go with it. It's fine. It's fine. Just eat the tummy rocks.
That's not why we're here, really.
No, we're here because Arcady killed an angel.
Also that.
Yes. Well, we've learned it's all Nunu's fault.
God, Nunu.
Damn.
All right. Oh, that's bad. That's a 12 to hit. One of the
you are-
mummies.
That will hit. Mummies aren't
Hell
particularly dexterous.
Do you want me to just roll both of the beams at once and then roll damage together?
Yeah,
too?
that's fine.
Okay.
That's cool.
And that's a 20.
No.
All right.
All right. So damage for the first guy is gonna. Oh, boo! That's gonna be 6 force damage on the first
Aw.
bolt. The second bolt is going to be 16 force damage on the second bolt.
Slightly better.
All right.
Pew pew. Pew, pew. And I'm just gonna be like, I think we can go in this hut shelter thing. And I'm gonna look at Dr. Ilvar. Is there room for everyone?
Yeah, but it'll be tight. I think we might want to address the sandworm problem first, though.
Yeah, but okay. Just kidding.
Oh,
We're gonna
could-
attack the
could-
sandworm.
And could you stop shooting things to attract them to my new home?
But I want to be here.
Our job is to survive and get to Ifnir, not kill mummies in the desert and die.
Well, the
That's not
won't the
6
mummies
seconds.
kill.
Wait, is it the mummies or the worm? I'm confused now.
Yes.
Dr. Ilvar says the worm, I guess.
Okay.
I'm trying to take them all out.
So next we have
Just-
a tie between Sticklesocks and Sam at a 6 initiative.
Sam,
So
go first.
Oh.
can see.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Yes. ladies
How
first.
far? Thank you. How far's the just nearest thing I can attack from me?
about 15, 20 feet, somewhere in that range.
Oh, okay, so I can definitely make that. I actually don't even need to sacrifice a dash, I don't think. I'm gonna run up to whatever it is and attack it.
It's a mummy.
It's a mummy, I'm gonna attack it. Let's see first. I will whack at it with my scimitar. That's a 4 plus 9, 13 to hit. And a 10 damage. And is Zarina nearby? Is she within 5 feet or no?
Let me check since we're theater.
I don't remember if we moved closer to the mummies or not.
Yes.
Checking.
You are about 5 feet away from Zarina. Now that you get up close, that's not a mummy, the one you were thinking about attacking right after that. That's actually Zarina. Invisibility range to know that, though, if something bad were to happen here.
Whatever. I'll attack whatever. Zarina's lucky I noticed in time this time. That's pretty much it. So Zarina's close enough to this mummy for me to get sneak attack as well, yeah? That is what I wanted to make sure.
Yes.
How do I do that on Fantasy Grounds? I haven't really had to yet. Do I just, drag it? Hold on, I'll figure it out. Nope. Alright, I'm just gonna roll it. Hang on, I got die. It's 4 sneak attack. I'm gonna figure that out while we do this, so ignore anything weird I do in the chat.
Whatever's done in chat is actually considered canon. That's my document keeping section.
No! Okay, so I'll just sneak attack a crap ton of stuff then. It's fine.
The sand.
Zarina.
I'm just imagining Fantasy Grounds as like an entity in the room and just going like, okay, I need you to attack the thing for me. This goes, snake attack.
Snake attack.
What?
All right.
I did it last week and I don't know how.
So, you had told me there's some other abilities of this staff. Would I have unlocked any of those yet? Beyond the flying ability?
Well, I will say meta that no, you are not attuned to the staff.
Okay, fine. That's cool. Then I'm going to... I know how to fly with it, so I'm going to fly up about 25 feet and try and get a good lay of the land. Do I see where the sandworm is? Do I see like a good knowledge on where it may be headed?
Oh, it's very clear from 25, 30 feet up, somewhere in there. The dust is all very low to the ground, and you can actually see down into the battlefield. It's not as confusing from this far up.
Okay.
You've got a good idea.
Okay.
It's funny, though, from this height, you note that there's somebody's riding the sandworm. There's a person on its back.
Sweet.
He has a tether going to his jaw.
All right, fantastic. So I'm gonna swoop down and land on the back of the sandworm. Is that possible?
Yes, it's going to take your action though. It would normally be movement, but because you're attempting to land on a larger creature, that's a grapple check.
Okay. Refresh my memory. Grapple is something I always struggle with. What do I need to roll?
Athletics check.
Just
Me,
athletics?
you, and everybody. Yeah, it's opposed to athletics or acrobatics to escape it.
Yeah.
Okay, so athletics, I can totally. That's fine. Don't even worry about it. 22.
Yeah, that's success. You sufficiently land on the back of the sandworm, and as the rider turns around, well, you notice a few things really. First thing you note is that as your feet hit the plating of this sandworm, you note that it's slightly spongier than you would expect the sandworm to be, and you can actually tell that this thing's pitted and nasty, and you can see holes through it in certain parts. It's definitely no longer among us.
Oh no. Mummy worm. All right.
Sandworm. Well, I mean, it's been eating mummies, so the natural progression is, well, this is what's going to happen.
It caught the mummy flu, yeah.
You are what you eat.
You got the mummy rot.
Yeah.
But the rider turns around and looks at you, who is very much alive.
Ooh.
The rider looks at
I
you,
was
and you
surprised.
see a familiar face.
Oh no. Okay.
You see someone you thought dead. Someone on your adventure north from Ifnir, you saw eaten by a large crocodile, and you assumed was dead. You see the face of Dillick the Depraved, one of your prison buddies that helped in your escape.
Okay. Dillick, I could have sworn. What? That'll probably be my reaction to
And that's going
that.
to take us back to the top of the round. It is Dillick and the Worm's turn.
Oh, great.
Does the worm come into melee with Zarina?
And while you're looking at eye contact with Dillick and he's grinning at you, the worm proceeds to eat another 4 of the zombie or the mummies. Just dancing around the battlefield, just chomp, pulling them down below. Dillick looks at you and says, Alsan, so good to see you again.
Not the reunion I was expecting. I thought you were dead. But here you are, very much alive. Celebrations in order.
Who's to say I'm not dead?
Well,
Maybe this is just one more hallucination of the desert.
Oh, you're crazy. All right, that's cool. Desert madness. Fine. Yes. All right. Could you describe the way he looks?
Okay, so he is, well, he's a little bit lanky and very stringy. Okay, his prison garb is tattered and destroyed. He has, coming from, as you can see, his flesh is perfectly healthy underneath, with the exception of an inordinate amount of tattoos. Tattoos that, some of them he had last time you saw him, some of them appear much fresher.
Okay. So these tattoos, I'm going to sort of pick up my other arm with the one that is tattooed myself and be like, oh.
Not written.
It's not the same thing?
It's not written quite the same way, but there are some things to it that it harkens to something you might find interesting. You might be envious of a few of these tattoos.
Absolutely. What
beyond
species is
that,
he? Like human?
He's human. He's human. And he has long black hair that is cut unevenly, if you could call it cut. It doesn't look like it's been washed recently, mostly just battered with sand. His face is windswept and cracked. His eyes have a madness to them, unfamiliar to you. This is not the man that you knew while you were in prison in Ifnir.
Great. Any chance you could just ride off into the sunset? I could convince you of that.
And with that, we're going to go to next in. I'm going to keep
Love it.
moving here.
I tried,
Sorry,
guys.
Corey.
That means
does the
no.
worm, does the worm come into melee near me and Rosalind? Because if it
I'm going to
does,
say there's like a 90% chance it is.
I mean, you already
yeah.
used your reaction on shield anyway.
oh, I did.
Yep.
You're right. Yeah, never mind. No, it was a held action.
So Rosalind,
Held actions use your reaction.
Held spells use your reaction.
All
Held
held
action
actions use your
your
reaction.
Okay, fine then. In that case,
Yeah.
never mind.
In D&D, when you hold
Go
an
on.
action, you have to use your reaction to then execute that held action. So if you then use your reaction for something else, such as the shield spell, your held action is lost.
There you go.
Now you know.
And now you know.
The
And
more
now
you
when you start
know.
the battle.
That's actually why you can't hold your move and you can't hold your bonus actions, because you're actually just using your reaction to take an action. All right.
Yeah.
And that was my first confusion, and why I asked that question so many times was because why can't I hold my entire turn and just be slower in the initiative order?
Yeah.
I will say the rules do actually specifically say you can hold your move. Noted.
You can hold a dash action, which is technically
You can
your
actually
move.
specifically says you can hold your move, and then you can also hold a dash. You can do either.
Oh,
It still
Really?
takes
I've
an
never seen
action
that.
and then your reaction.
We'll have to look that one up. My last read through said otherwise, but rules.
You never know.
Okay, so next is going to be Robert.
Did I see my brother fly down onto this sandworm?
You saw a streak fly into a bunch of dashing and billowing sand.
Had we seen Hollow and Dr. Ilvar flying beforehand?
Yes.
Okay, so that just means I would assume. So I will look at the area at least in which the sandworm is and go, they might be there. I'll just strike a little bit away and bring lightning down again just in front of the sandworm so that it is the thing that's within 5 feet.
Thank you.
Okay. The strategic, I like it. There's going to be a dex check again.
Dex save, DC 15. It's
That is going to be no, that'll actually be a 16. That'll succeed.
okay, so half damage.
Mhm.
So 23 halved to 11. And actually,
Lightning and sandstorms, very dangerous. Hollow, we should be careful.
who got hit
Oh,
last time?
Okay.
Zarina got hit.
Yeah.
And is Zarina within? Within 120 feet of me. Yes, Zarina is. I will,
Probably.
with the other hand, reach out and just flame comes out of my hand, coalescing around the wounds of Zarina's. I'm only going to spend 1 dice, but Zarina will heal from my Bomb of the Summer Court. 3 hit points. And
Swoon.
you gain 1 temporary hit point for every dice I spent on you. So, 1.
Huh.
Nice.
Nice.
My favorite type of druid.
Well, thank you.
But I am not going to get any closer right now, so I'm just going to stand back. And then my turn.
All right. Next is going to be Nat. No, it's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be Nat followed by Lummy.
Dr. Ilvar is heavily considering getting inside the the bunker.
The worm.
But then he sighs. All right, let's try to do something about this. And I'm going to crack my knuckles and invoke a spell at the worm. I would like the worm to make me a wisdom saving throw against charm monster.
Yes.
The worm.
Wisdom. Yes, the worm.
Yeah, but you're casting on the worm.
It's like you secretly don't realize the worm has 24 wisdom.
Dun dun dun. 19? Oh, that's a good. Yeah, that doesn't work.
Damn.
Oh.
Okay.
A wise
Charm
worm.
monster.
Corey looks so
Yeah.
happy.
That was a 13 on a die. I was worried.
That thing has a +6 to wisdom saves? That's weird. I guess it does have a
The
23
wisest
wisdom.
Worm.
It's a +6.
It was a philosophy
Might be a
major in
question
college.
that long. Might be that I was worried that Nat would try and take control of big, ugly worm nasty thing.
I can't dominate monsters. I can just make it my friend so it doesn't kill me.
Friends.
That's my turn.
Nat is Trixie. Nat is Trixie.
I am
have to
Trixie.
work sometimes.
It's true.
It's very true.
I'll just have to give it a
Well,
3
out
next
of
time.
nowhere and completely wrecked my plan for the battle. It's like, I didn't foresee that one. Okay.
I mean, I think that the average wizard's first point of attack in any combat should be circumventing the combat. Like, that's my philosophy.
Very fair.
Valid.
Yeah.
Very fair.
Good
Yeah.
strategy.
Stands.
Okay. That was 14. Next is going to be the mummies. There are 2 of them still attacking Nuno.
Please not me.
Yeah.
And
The mummies are
a
outside the door
sandworm
right now.
crashes in
Where?
Nunu's sidewall.
Under your faces, and I'm struggling in the moment. There's Arena. That was going to be a 5 on the die, but I'm giving it a +10 DM modifier. No. It's a miss.
How dare you.
But the other one is an 18 to hit.
No, because shield is still up. It's still not my turn. So shield's still up, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened, but yes.
Yeah, your shield lasts
Yeah, because I
until
didn't
your
have my turn yet.
ends. Yeah.
Yeah,
Until your turn
you're
ends.
initiative
so.
8.
Yeah, I mean,
You
I didn't
cast
go
that
yet,
as a
so I assumed
reaction, right?
reaction
That's why you
to
done.
the. Yeah. I think previous round it was the other way around. I acted before the mummies, so I don't know what happened there. But anyway, up to you.
There are 3 mummies attacking you.
Ah, there we go. That's it then.
Yep.
Okay, so this
So
one
you're
still
right.
misses.
I said that these are the mummies that are attacking you. It's not. It's the mummies that were attacking Alsan.
Okay, there we go.
I got it. All the mummies want Zarina dead.
Yeah.
You know, that's like 4 13s I've rolled on this Obsidian D.
Damn.
Hematite D20 in the last few minutes. So I'm beginning to wonder if Level Up Dice has cursed you guys. So that is going to be an 18 to attack Elson.
To attack me.
But you're
Yeah,
on
that'll
you're on the back of the worm now. So you move. I missed an opportunity attack. That's what's going on.
Damn.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah,
Next
I thought I was out of the
initiative-
range of the zombies.
Next in the initiative order is going to be I took really bad notes, guys.
Probably.
It's because
me.
we weren't in the tracker, I guess. Everything's.
Also, I've got like 3 NPCs going here.
Unless there's
I like
any
this battle
NPC going
music.
now, should be my turn.
Yeah, it should be
Yeah.
Zarina.
No, that's what it is. I keep looking for a number after 14, and there isn't a number after 14.
There
It's
isn't.
8.
No.
Well, it's. I'm pretty sure it's 15, but I'm no mathematician.
That's the wrong way. Initiative goes
Wow.
the other way. Jeez.
All
You're
Megan.
next.
Yes. So there are 3 mummies around Zarina now. Yes, correct.
Yes.
Okay, now she's a bit worried, and with extra natural
Well,
speed,
also
Flame
Rosalind.
still. Yeah, close to Rosalind. It's fine. Flame still pulling out of her eyeballs. Just gonna turn to 1, strike until the mummy falls, and then turn to the next one. So I'll do 1 by 1. That is a 12 to hit
Yes.
for 6 damage. And then the next one is 17 to hit for 11 damage.
And that one goes down in a shattering of bone and dust flying.
Perfect. As this one goes down, just swoop around the corpse, flank the next one, and the hasted action for one more attack for a 16 to hit for 7 damage, and then bonus action offhand attack for a 17 to hit and 7 damage. And on this one, I will use a blade flourish to up my AC until the next turn. So 4 more damage, and my AC goes up by 4.
That was some serious action economy for level 9.
That's my turn. Just
very well done.
Wink to Rosalind. This is how you do it, darling.
Oh.
Them blades were dancing. Okay.
Your boots untied.
What? Look down.
As you look down, as you turn your back and like it, that's how it's done. The one behind you caves in. You took down the second one as well. It's just like you did the blade flourish, and it like falls over after you've turned your back. Total badass moment. All right. Next is going to be it's Hallow, followed by Sam.
Be her name.
Hello. I guess I got a bit of a stern talking to for attacking the mummies. So I guess it's time to like attack the worm. I guess. Can I see that there's a dude, a non-Alsan dude on the worm?
Let me.
Should I?
Roll me a perception. We'll call it an active perception because you're looking.
Oh, I'm so good at perception historically. I just see the big old worm. Don't
so
mind
that
me.
That you wasn't that a D8 that you rolled? No, it wasn't. Okay.
Nope.
Wish.
Thank you for the trying to help. Yeah, so I don't see that. So I'm just gonna attack the worm. Oh wait. Can I move 30 feet away from the bunker and then attack the worm?
You climb down this hill that you just spent time running across the desert to get onto the high ground. You give up the high ground to get closer to the worm.
Yep. Nobody can say I don't follow directions. I'm gonna blast the worm twice. Oh god, yeah, that's not gonna hit. The first one is an 11. Jesus. I need to roll like action. And that's a 20? I'm gonna hope
20 will
that
hit.
hits. Hills, yeah. Okay. And that's a 9 force damage.
Oh,
That was so underwhelming.
All right, that was effective though. You see it; some of the plates go flying off the side of its carapace and hit the ground in the middle of the battle. Okay. Next is going to be Sam, followed by Snickersocks.
Okay, so I think all of the mummies around me and Zarina are down right now, right?
I thought there would be one more.
Or is there still one left?
There's one. She's just killed 2. Yeah.
Okay, then I will attack the one that is still near us. First attack with my scimitar. That is a 21 to hit.
Yes.
Woo! And I guess, why did it do so many? That's not right. Or...
That's sneak attack.
It's sneak attack.
I should only have 2d6 for sneak attack, though. I only have 3 levels
probably,
in rogue.
It's probably pulling your full character level to determine that number.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll just like roll 2, I guess. Unless you want to just take 2 of the die that it rolled for me, Corey. I don't know how you want me to do that. Because it rolled 4 instead of 2d6.
Yeah,
For
I'll
my
take
sneaks.
the 2 and the 7 plus 4. So
2 in the
13.
wait.
I was taking that's a 5.
What? Yeah. I was like, what?
Instead of my contacts, and
Yeah.
I'm reading dice that are like that big across the room.
Yeah.
All right. So it's gonna be 6 slashing plus 7 sneak attack.
Yeah.
For the first attack. And is the
Alright.
skeleton still standing with that? I just want to make
Now
sure.
it's a skeleton.
No, it's a skeleton.
Or
yeah.
what, mommy?
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, now it's a skeleton. It's still up?
Yes.
Zoom moment.
Okay. So I will attack it again with my other scimitar. Because I got 2. It's a 15 to hit.
That will hit.
6 slashing, and then the bonus action attack again. Oh, natural 1.
Oh! Basic attack. If the attack
Serena. Oh,
Oh, I wonder
Serena.
who's there.
There's nobody else to witness it. Okay.
At least it's
Oh.
not sneak attack.
This is why you don't
Oh,
stand next to your
okay.
melee combatants, friends.
I don't know,
Not
unless
with-
she
not
counts
with
as
this
being
fumble table.
surprised.
Well, if she's surprised, does that count as sneak attack? I mean,
You can only get sneak attack once per turn.
Already used
That's
it this
true,
turn.
that's true. I did.
Sam.
Oh, and it's already a
Important
critical
detail,
hit. Yeah. That's
I
amazing.
don't believe you.
So I guess I roll damage for hitting Serena.
Oh,
2d.
this has not happened since season 1.
Okay, I only rolled a 1, so it's only 6 because it's the crit, so the 1 is
Double.
doubled.
Ouch!
Sorry. I'm not sorry.
The last time something like this happened was when Cyrus stabbed himself in the neck.
Still not sure how that happened.
He
He
one-shot
knocked himself out.
What?
Yeah, it's very dangerous with rogues with the sneak
Because
attack.
it was I think it was also like a venom dagger attack or something, so it was just like
Yeah.
ridiculous like scale of damage
It
that
was
happened.
like-
You literally went from full to
Yeah.
0.
I guess you can be clumsy enough that you managed to sneak attack yourself. That's a feat.
I didn't.
Right there.
I mean,
you
we
didn't see it
I mean,
coming.
what's
Yeah.
what's more
Yeah.
surprising?
Oh,
Robert, I love you.
man. Okay.
Love you too.
Sicko Socks.
So I'm going to. I'm about how far away from Dillick am I? 10?
You have probably 5 to 10 feet in between you. Not that far. 5 feet, I'd
Okay.
say. You're both
so
within this
I-
like arc of flying sand.
Okay. I'm going to use Disguise Self to transform essentially into Dillick as I remember him before the madness.
Oh.
And I'm going to say, Dillick, what are we doing? Has the desert taken everything from us?
Okay. Insight check it is. I need a deception from you.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. This is something.
I love this so much.
So these nat 20s that we get, right? Can I choose to use it after rolling?
Yes, you may. That is the beauty of
Absolutely.
them.
Yeah, this has to work. Like I won't let this fail like this.
I'm not going to bother rolling insight because that is a crit success. You can't really technically crit, so okay. Holy crap.
Is this a
That's a nat
modifier
20.
off?
Oh no.
It's a modifier off.
Oh,
Oh
boy.
boy.
oh no.
I will show first. It is a +5 modifier.
I have no modifier.
No,
Wow.
Deception.
I will say that because it is a tie because of the fact that it is a nat 20 from audience interaction, it will be a tie. You will meet the same. So he looks at you, sort of confused for a moment. You are a hallucination. What's it?
No, I'm you. You've
But
gone so long. You've been gone so long, Dillick. What happened?
Gone from the prison?
What brought you here? What have we done? And I'm gonna take a step forward. Yes, Alsan, yes, but what about you now? What about us now? Who have we become? What are we doing? Is this what we want to be remembered for?
Nothing is more important than my survival.
Nothing?
What would you not give to survive?
We've given up so much, though. Has it been worth it? So much. Look where we are now. What have we become? What are we?
To give in any less would have been sure an end I never would have wished.
Well, would that have been so bad? Maybe we can make it right, though. Maybe we can use what we have. Maybe we can change this.
So a little character background on this guy. He's really a self-preservationist.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
I'm seeing if I could change that even just a little bit.
Okay, I wanted to make sure that there was no other direction you wanted to take that one before you sold that one, because he's that's definitely against his own direction. So he's not going to buy what you're selling anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Worth a shot.
What sorcery is this? Who are you? Where did Alsan go? You're not
Alsan
me.
wasn't here. We're here. We can go free everyone else. Save them. The prison is not far away.
You want to ask what we've sacrificed, what we've given? You want to see? I'll show you what we've given. And the sandworm rears up as he pulls on the reins. The sandstorm sort of comes to a stop as in the middle of everything, there's this enormous rotting worm as its jaw falls open and mummies just begin pouring out onto the field.
I feel like I should be
As it
disappointed in
belches
somebody,
them
but I'm not
forth.
sure who yet.
I'm sorry, I made it worse. I made it so much worse.
Do not want.
I need a dexterity saving throw, Alsan, to not fall off its back as it lunges up into the air.
A dex save, you said?
Yes.
Okay. This Alsan can do.
This is his best stat.
26. Yeah.
26. You managed to grab onto some scales that the first one, it begins to give and fall away in this powdery, desiccated mess. And you grab onto a second scale and jam your fist into this body of this worm and manage to hold on as it goes completely vertical. These mummies spewing back out onto the battlefield. And then you see as Dillick points at Hallow, the worm goes diving up into the air and comes down, mouth agape, where Hallow is standing on the edge of the hill. Hallow, I need a dex save.
I'm just gonna scream at Dillick. I'm sorry, Dillick. I'm sorry. This isn't Alsan's voice now.
Follows directions well. Move out of the way.
Oh god. I think I'm trying to think if I should use my nat 20 or not, because I have a really bad feeling I will not make this save. I am not a dexterous human. Yeah, I'm gonna use my nat 20. I'm gonna use it. I do not want to be worm gunk. I do not want to be made into worm poo.
Okay. Plan B it is. As you dive nimbly out of the way, you watch as this worm slams down into the side of this and smashes into the rock, taking large chunks with it, and buries itself in the sands, leaving a large group of mummies in its wake. It must have gone very deep, because you don't see its worm cloud and its worm trail, and you don't see it resurfacing anywhere nearby. However, you are left with a large amount of mummies around you now. Then we are going to go to next in the round. If Dr. Sticklefox is actually going back to the top of the round, and the mummies are act on 14. Sorry, that will be Robert.
May do.
So the sand is all gone, right? It's visible now?
Oh yeah, this
dust storm
is completely sandless now. Not a problem.
I meant the dust storm.
Yes, the dust storm actually cleared relatively quickly now that the source of the dust is gone. The winds are probably blowing at around 20 to 25 miles an hour at the moment.
All right. I will turn towards where the thing leapt, seeing the mummies now near Hollow. About how far away from where we were is that?
I would say about 35 feet from where you're standing.
Oh, wonderful. That means I can reach it with my lightning. And I will aim for a location that will hit the maximum number of mummies. So mummies within 5 feet of wherever the lightning hits, but doesn't hit Hollow. As I just reach up, looking into the sky, and then bring a hand down as lightning. And I need to make a DC 15 dex save. Woo.
Also, was very impressed by his brother.
17 lightning damage.
17 damage? All right, That it will be enough, and that mummy actually explodes with the force of the lightning as it just like shatters outward in a flash of brilliant white light and dust going in every direction.
Did it hit more than one mummy? Because I was trying to make it maximum number possible if they were within 5 feet of the target location.
It will hit one other mummy.
Cool.
Its dex save is that's a 13. What was your dodge?
15. 15 DC.
That's a fail.
So 17 lightning. And then I will just turn towards Zarina as I'm still bringing the lightning down, reaching my hand out, and flame coming out, cauterizing her wounds as I send 2 points towards her. And you get 8 healing and 2 more temp hit points.
Thirsty.
All right. With that, we're actually hitting right around the middle of the string here, so I do want to put out, we're going to start a poll for, I believe this is the Wild Magic Surge first. Wild Magic?
No.
And we're also going to be doing, please do your retweets so we can get to 20 and do a dice giveaway. And get more
we got to 20.
We
got 20.
Like, I can't see it on my screen. I don't know.
We have 20.
We got it naturally 20 retreats without hyping it. It's a nat 20.
Okay, I see what you did there.
Now, if I was the last retreat, then it'd be a double nat 20.
In that case, we do another one at 30. So please do an additional retweet. Or not additional. If you haven't retweeted yet, please do retweet. If we get to 30, we will give away another set of dice. All right, so the poll for Wild Magic Surge. Woo, I need to get the appropriate table up this time because I always get the wrong one.
Yeah.
I don't know
It's a
why.
skill you have.
I think it's pinned in Discord.
That's how I always end up with the wrong one.
I think it's the only one.
Thanks, Sam.
It should be
for,
the one I pinned
reading my
last week.
fear.
All right.
Yeah, most recent piece.
The Net Librum of Random Magical Effects version 1.2. Is that correct?
No.
That sounds. No, it should be 2.0.
Version 2.0. It is the most
Yeah, it should be
recent pin.
2.0.
No, I'm
Like,
looking,
this is there.
I'm looking at my DMs on Twitter from ERP.
Okay, well, the one that just is in Twitch chat right now,
Yes.
just popped in.
Is that one?
It's the one we're supposed to use. It's version 2.00.
Also reposting
You just-
it in the Discord.
You just click on the link.
Version
Let's
2.0.
just get this guy pinned.
This is the best
Right.
skill I've ever seen.
You
anyone have.
pin it, like 3 versions of it.
Whoa,
Yeah, we-
Nat.
It is now the
Guys,
two most
guys,
recent
You
pins in
gotta,
the
pin,
Discord.
you gotta pin the old version as well, just so I can get it wrong. Don't-
No, there's only one version.
No, wait, okay, no, there are 2 versions. We pin 5 of the right one and 1 wrong one, so it's like roulette.
Yes.
I
Somehow
will
it's
always
always
get
going to
the
be the
wrong
wrong one.
I'm not even joking,
Have you
guys. I
tried-
got it in a DM from ERP. This is the 1.2 is the right one. So that's the one I keep opening.
Alright.
But what
All
is
right,
that
I got a
DM from,
Wild
Corey?
Magic
Is
Yeah,
Oh,
that from like January?
that was close.
it's from 2016.
Question.
It's version
It's
0.02.
It's from September 9th of this year.
That's weird.
What? Okay.
We've been using
That's
2.0
right.
since season 2.
Somebody copied the wrong link and sent it to me. It's okay.
So, fun fact, Dr. Ilvar is going to be receiving the Wild Magic Surge.
Nice.
Hooray!
Ooh.
I was a
And
close second.
type. And
Yes, I
type,
voted for you, Robert.
I saw.
type
I was
exclamation
upset.
point loot.
I was the first person
in
to
the
vote for
chat.
you, so it's okay.
Wait,
Wait,
Megan.
When
there's
you knew it
the
was.
dice going on right now. Dice giveaway going on, and so type
Dice!
exclamation point loot in the chat and win some dice.
They're so pretty! I've been rolling for my sneak attack at tabletop loot die. It's super pretty. I actually got this for Suniva though.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
because it's all gold
no.
and shiny.
Why you gotta,
It's
why you gotta
Sneevy.
show it off? Suniva has nothing golden shiny right now.
Aww.
No.
Just their beautiful
What?
heart.
I
I'm
was
kidding,
gonna
she's
say
golden
that,
sparkle,
Megan.
Remember?
Hey, beat you to it.
As was that.
Well, you all very
Rumor
good.
has it.
The ring from season 1 just sparkles.
Yeah.
Well, they've got that freaking collar on.
Oh.
All these
That's
things.
pretty rude.
Okay.
Corey, how could you take? How could you mellow their sparkle? Sorry. How could you?
So
How dare.
How dare?
So I'm
Suniva's
seeing,
just so dim and sad.
does that look like 82-25 to everyone else? That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like
Yep.
to me.
All right.
Scrolling.
You can just feel
Scroll,
fine.
scroll.
Wait, does my call lightning count as the roll for it?
Is that what that was?
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
that
my
was
call
call
lightning.
lightning. Well, let's do it. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
going
Let's
for
use
it.
call lightning. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
82,
Oh, it's on theme too.
Yeah, it's very on theme.
All gold within 50
On
yards
point.
is thrown 1d10 years into the future.
What? How are you
What?
still in the
How
wrong
are you
area?
getting this,
Or you're
Corey?
still on the
Are you
wrong
using the
table.
wrong one again?
All fires lit in the area flare up wildly for 1d4 rounds.
I read 82-65.
Ah. Oh, But Corey, thank you, because that was good for my heart.
That
Yes.
was wonderful.
It's very restorative.
I really wanted all gold. We just talked about the gold glittery dice too, so that would have been
That's
on brand
true.
as well.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Sorry, Sam. You gotta throw your dice in the trash now.
No.
Got to put it in a lockbox for 10 years. Time capsule. Okay, so yeah.
So we established lightning is fire, right?
I mean, that's how
Well-
the firebenders use it.
Everything changed.
Okay,
Yes.
1d4 rounds, all fire.
With the
Didn't
lightning
you have some like flaming something or other going on?
Like literally everybody. Well,
I mean, it's just
Zarina.
flavor, but yes.
Oh,
Also,
that is
Nedu has
definitely
been,
a
you know-
4.
Naturally.
So that's the next 4 rounds. Yeah.
Now, since my flames heal, does that wildness make it heal more?
Let's try and find out. That sounds wild. Unpredictable, even. Like, you might have to roll to see what happens.
Ooh.
Dun dun dun.
Well, now I'm just going to
Every
heal
time you
Zarina
heal-
even if she's at full health.
Wow.
I was trying
Every
to
time
heal
you
you.
heal somebody, wild magic search.
All right.
That's all I
Okay,
got.
so, wow. Yeah, okay. That was in the middle of the combat. We did all that stuff. Do we find a winner on the
For
dice?
dice?
not
Yeah,
yet.
not yet. No.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Well,
Oh, entries just
Now we
stopped.
did. Arberlin!
Arberlin.
Arberlin.
Congratulations!
Congrats.
Congratulations. Oh, that's awesome.
Some cool dice.
Mazel tov.
Right
get
there. Wait, no. One
Some
side.
dab sharks.
Yeah, you got
Yeah, I
it.
can't
There
do
you
it.
go. No, you did it. That
trying to
was a
make it-
beautiful
No, I was
heart,
trying to make it
Robert.
perfectly
Yeah, sucks.
symmetrical. That's what I was trying, but it was hard. I think one hand's smaller than the other.
Okay. Jumping right back into it. Who was the last person that went in combat? Was that
Hi, how you
That's
doing?
amazing.
That would be Medu.
yeah, Medu with the amazing lightning attack, which is in there in chat. Perfect. So next is going to be Nat.
Dr. Ilvar is going to rush to Hollow, through the sand, go, and then as he's approaching, oh my god, are you okay right now? And as he's saying that, he just flings a fireball over his shoulder at the zombie.
Oh,
Nice.
oh.
Just
fun fact,
casual
this was my plan-
fireball.
This was my plan before the wild magic
Yeah.
search. So when it's twice as large again, and I hit on my party members like season 1, it's gonna be perfect.
Ouch.
Yeah.
At least there's
so
not a thing even to make you feel bad about.
Yeah.
How
you're
is
settling in the middle of the largest group, I would say. Oh, yeah, that's excellent. That's going to hit 11 of them.
Cash
Ooh,
money.
Hell
nice.
yeah.
Right in the middle of where they were just belched up by that giant sandworm.
Gross.
But don't worry, it's all dry. There's some dusty mummies over there.
Give me some
sure.
fireball.
Now, here's my question. With all this lightning and fire being thrown about, have we created any glass?
Wow.
Oh, probably.
Ooh.
You gotta dig for
Might
it.
be about to. Arguably, yes, there would be some pools of glass for your lightning struck.
Ooh.
All right. So, assuming they fail their deck save, which I don't know, but that's 34 points of fire damage.
Oof.
Yes.
Well, you notice some odd things, okay?
Sure,
So
sure.
one of two things. I'm using.
I mean, over my shoulder.
I'm using a rapid combat modification on the system to keep us moving quickly. So I'm also doing the double damage, half, so on and so forth. And
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, so I'm also doing the, double damage towards standard hit
I do.
points and everything.
I do these
Yeah,
kind of
so-
things with large groups pretty often.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good practice.
And then I need So that's 34 from you, means it's going to be a total of 68 damage. Okay?
Okay. And now, Nat happens to know that mummies are often vulnerable to fire.
Oh boy.
I'm pretty sure it's always vulnerable to fire.
Yeah.
I mean, Amonkhet mummies, I don't know.
It's true. It's true. It's very true.
Fair.
Yeah, well, like I said, there's so on and so forth going on. But
Yeah.
this is why I'm bringing it up, because you're dropping to 34, but then
Yeah.
there's the double damage because I'm using the double for increasing in faster combat, and then there's the double for their vulnerability to fire, and then there's the wild on top of it. So I'm going to be rolling a d6 multiplier onto your damage.
All right, so we're at 136 so far.
How much?
That's a 3.
How many hit points do mummies have?
58.
That is 408 fire damage. I think I just cast a nuke.
Holy crap. Pretty sure we found some glass now.
The whole
Yeah,
desert is
this is
glass
what I said. I
now.
think there's about to be some glass.
And
that
so I
is-
go up to Hollow and be like, "Oh, my, are you fine? And what's going?"
It also is going to triple the range by that modifier.
Okay.
So
Who's dead?
you do have the ability to shape your fireball and not hit your party members, right?
Well, that's an
Yeah.
invocation wizard thing.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But at least they're not vulnerable to fire and they're not a group, so theoretically 2 of those doubles are off, but it's still 102 fire damage.
Oof. Hey, I'm not permanent dead with that, though. Tough.
Same.
I think I circumvented the combat. So, like, my goal is accomplished.
Yeah, no, these are all toast. The glass, I mean, the thing that you were standing on is now black glass. And, well, everybody's going to take 102 damage. Is that what it was? 34? Including Dr. Ilvar.
Yeah, I'm
Rosalind
going to use my reaction to absorb elements resistant to fire damage.
And
Nice.
everybody gets a dex save, perhaps.
Oh yeah, and there's dex save. DC 17.
Oh yeah, do we all get to take the deck save, or?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody.
Am I getting any of this?
Oh. Well, that's a...
Or am
You're
I-
right next to me. If it's hitting me, I think it's hitting you.
Oh God.
So I got a
19?
22, so I save. DC
Rosalind
17.
makes it.
Ah, I save, which means I'm still up. Haha.
Ugh, missed it by 1.
I
Great.
missed it by 2.
What was
Well,
it? 102?
have fun getting revived, y'all.
What's the DC?
17, so we're going to make it.
Okay. Made it.
So I make it, and I also have evasion, so I take no damage.
Nice.
Woo!
Nice.
Awesome. Winner.
Sam,
That's
do you
a
actually have
lot
a
of damage.
vision?
No, I
seventh
only have
level
3
rogue.
levels in Rogue, yeah.
All
Well,
right.
I've got a potion
But, I
on me if
mean,
you're so
I'm
inclined, Dr. Ilvar.
Still looking pretty okay.
So I show that back to me, and I flip around and invoke my absorb elements and dodge and take 25.
what
I look at
I'm-
Hollow,
the hell?
a burning husk on the ground.
Oh.
My friend, what are you
It's not
doing?
dead. I've got potions on me. But yeah.
I'm going to yeah, just I like start to cast a spell, then I go, oh wait, that's a healing potion. That's so much easier. Look.
Yeah.
So 2d4 plus 2.
Or is it one of the
You
fancy Corey?
you gain-
Or is it one of the fancy Corey potions?
I don't know. I rolled.
those were just
it'd be
Suniva, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so it's you gain 8.
You know what? That works. Let me do some math.
believe I am down as well. Just FYI.
Well, I can bring everybody back once
Yeah,
I'm.
I don't care about
I'm
you.
just mentioning that. I'm mentioning that I was in Terminator 2 having a dream. And
Is anybody
Rosalind
else
is,
down?
Still up. I'm at like half health and probably laughing hysterically.
Oh, you're like that skeleton.
The crazy Rakdos
thing
people are just like,
after the
yeah,
new-
fire.
Well, I think we found the intersection between is that magic and Rakdos spectacle. Don't you think?
I mean, that was pretty impressive. If we could can you do that, like on command, Like I know some shows that could really use an improvement in their pyrotechnics. And I look at Serena.
Why don't you take it up with Rakdos?
I just might.
That hurt a lot.
Oh, I think the Kenra over there, I gestured to Medi, is unconscious. We should probably do something about that.
The pile
Right.
of ash.
Yes, of course. I will.
Flying to him.
I will use healing light on you, and I will give you some heals.
Actually, come to think of it,
You can have 11 hit points back. Medu.
Are we still in initiative?
Yeah.
uh,
was
I'm
really
totally-
cool.
if nobody on this battlefield has any initiative left in them, that's probably the end of it. It's
I
full
cast
on. Let's
steal
take
the
a rest
initiative.
on the high ground.
I'm gonna
So
heal
Anakin.
myself.
All right, I have prepared some shelter. Let's go take a nap.
Rosalind just
It's
looks
a
around the
very-
whole blasted area. That went well.
Tap
They-
on the glass.
Oh, actually.
A century from now, they will call this the Glass Plateau.
That's
Did you
Calling
say
it that
that?
now, you just did.
So are we going to go take a short rest? Because if we are, I'm going to use one of my last spell slot to heal myself.
I think that's our plan.
Yes.
I will
I'm
mold
gonna do
earth
that.
to uncover the bunker
Fine.
because I'm sure
A long
it isn't
day.
on the surface anymore.
Plus 35.
I'm doing that thing where you walk down the road and you kick every tiny rock that you pass, except it's mummy skulls. As I make my way to the shelter.
All right, now it's
Just trying to see how far.
now this is a 10-foot cubic space, so it's going to be a bit of cuddle
Snug.
arrangement.
Cuddle puddle.
Don't
I
mind the
didn't want to
spikes.
say it.
Okay.
I do mind them. Please get them out of my chest.
No.
Fair enough.
Serena, I believe you might be on fire a little bit.
Oh. Sorry, I get so used to it that I just don't notice sometimes. Actually, part
I
of
think-
one of my acts, I put myself on fire for 10 full minutes, and then anyway, it's not as beautiful when I tell it. You need to see it. It's
It's not very
How are you
beautiful
going to
then
recreate
either.
this scene in your play?
In the opera.
That is a very valid point. Let me think. You
I'm
sure you
not
don't want to
available.
join the Rakdos? Because I could use some pyrotechnics from you.
I have bad history.
Okay.
Now, this was a little exciting for my taste, but
Very
getting
exciting.
the blood pumping on occasion is helpful. Let's all take a breather, and I would like to get into the pile of bodies last, please.
Right.
All right, you all
Medu.
clamber down into this 10-foot by 10-foot death trap and close the lid behind you and begin your cuddle fest.
So as I close it, I'm going to use mold earth to slide some sand over the top so it's not visible from the outside.
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent.
Might I
What's
suggest you focus on a ring while we're taking a nap, Dr. Ilvar?
That's a good idea. I
someone
totally
else
forgot
want
about that.
Yeah, so
I would like to spend some hit die, please.
6 people in
Ideally.
a room, 10-foot by 10-foot, field from the above. How much breathable air you got in there?
I'm
Didn't
sure
think
it's
of that.
fine.
make pipes and ventilation, right, going up.
Okay, now that
Sand
we're
is
in the
porous.
thing, I'll
Magical
cast
space.
rope trick, and it'll be in an extra-dimensional space, and it won't matter.
Still have to cuddle very close together, though.
Yeah,
I would just
same
like to make the
size.
point, tricks within tricks. Thank you. Matt.
I guess we can just leave the rope trick open, and because air comes from that, it'll exchange with the things. Now we have twice as much space, and Ilvar
Yeah.
will go up
Oh.
into the rope trick and not invite anybody.
Tricks on tricks.
Do you want us? Do you want some company, my friend? My good
No.
friend.
Fire was so
Stop,
cool.
stop calling me that. Don't make me pull the rope up, you'll suffocate and die.
Nah, we'd have some time.
Is that a metaphor?
No.
Medu, are you all right? Are you okay?
Yes, brother. Yes, I am. Things happen, but did you see it? It was
I
glorious.
did. I
was
did. It
cool,
was
right?
so wonderful. That was
Oh.
awesome.
Right?
You almost hit me once, but I appreciate not. So
Oh,
I
that
got
was
to
you.
really get closer. Yeah,
I
that
thought
was
it
me.
was
That
one
was
of
me.
them. I tried to
No,
make sure
no,
not
no.
to hit anyone.
Well, I appreciate it.
You're fine.
It was so cool. I'm
Oh,
so
I
proud
mean,
of you.
no offense, but I'm probably gonna scratch the lightning because I only have room for one cool thing in this act, and it's gonna be the fireball, not the lightning. Is that okay?
No, it's not
it's
okay.
fine. I think that the fireball was so much cooler.
Okay, perfect. Just so you don't get mad
Fine.
when you go and see the play. If you, of course, you. Okay,
No.
good.
I thought I actually saw that the lightning came off of the fireball before it took me out. You know, because fire turns into lightning when it becomes hot enough.
Look, this is a reenactment. I'm not gonna make things up. Okay? Good.
Beauty.
So can I spend this rest tinkering with the staff?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we will.
May do.
We'll take a
Oh,
1 hour
sorry.
rest. Is what we're going for. Short rest here.
Short rest, I think, right?
At
Yeah,
least
long
to start. I
I
mean,
haven't
okay,
taken
here's
a
the thing.
long rest yet.
I'm trying to solve how to have a long rest down here with a gas exchange. So I was gonna check if Maydew had druid craft. This is an important part of the puzzle here.
Yes, remember I used it to make you smell bad.
Okay.
Oh,
Could
yeah.
you use that to predict the direction of the wind? Because you can. One of the options of druid craft is predicting the weather in the next day.
Yes, how do you know this? I mean, yes, I can do that.
I'm very learned.
It makes sense.
Wizards. Nerds.
Freaking nerds.
Hey, look! I just rolled a 28 Arcana
High
check.
five.
I did it.
But this is natural, not arcane.
Fight me.
Fight, fight,
I
fight.
could argue that a druid is actually a divine caster.
Depends on what lore you want to pull from.
Fair.
Anyway, what? So it manifests as a symbol. Like which any way the wind blows, doesn't really matter. You just need to know what direction. To me.
The wind is
To
going to be
me.
blowing in the southwesterly direction.
Yeah, I get to
Alright.
actually, in fact, know what the weather will be for the next 24 hours at my current location.
Well, all weather in the region is going to be hot air moving towards cold air in the southwest. It is going to be a low pressure zone in the southwest, and it is going to be very rapid towards the evening as the day goes on, and we're going to see the temperature plummet to well below zero this evening.
I need a clip of
Sorry.
meteorologist DM.
Yeah.
It's just like-
you got it next
Like
week. Just do
stat.
it next time.
All right.
You're ready
So
to
you
read.
literally have a cantrip that says, "I cast a meteorologist."
Yes!
All right. All right. So the wind's blowing that direction. So I'm going to use this hour we have of rope trick to cast fabricate again to make a air shoot out in that direction. So it kind of out of the side of the hill. So that since the wind's blowing in that direction, it won't get buried over. Although some sand will come in, and it'll suck now. But we can still sleep.
Excellent. You're not going to
Uh,
suffocate with a magical space. It's
Oh, but no,
designed
the
to-
rope trick. The rope trick goes away after an hour. That's the problem with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is a space for you to sleep for a long rest now.
Wait a minute. Never mind, I don't have spell slots. I'm just going to cast Rope Trick 8 times throughout the night, because you can have a long rest interrupted for up to an hour total before it ends, so never mind. I can just Rope Trick and sleep in shifts.
I just want to
Dribble. We need the rope trick. We need the rope trick. Do it again.
You know what?
God,
I'll just
get away
spend the
from me.
entire time creating plants that give us oxygen.
I don't know. I think if you have to cast that every hour, you're not going to get 6 hours of uninterrupted rest.
You don't need
For a
6
long-
hours of uninterrupted rest. You can be interrupted for a total of up to an hour throughout the period.
All right, I'll
We got
allow it.
you.
Okay, so we're going to call it a long rest. You guys are able to fully regain everything you
Ooh.
can, and we are going to. Who is going to watch? I mean, mummies could come crawling through the walls or something like that.
Well, I'm
That's
waking
me.
up every
That's me.
hour.
Okay. All right. I think we've got enough people to do a rotation, but
I think
I'm
so.
just going to roll once to see if anything does happen. Snag. Okay. Yeah, something happens. That was a high number, a very high number.
Could it
The fan
be a
shifts
problem
while
to
you're.
deal with?
No, nothing you have to deal with right now. But we'll
Okay.
deal with it in a moment, I'm sure. Nothing ominous, don't worry. Alsan Sura, you are attuned to the staff. It functions. It's not cursed, shall we say.
Okay.
It is grown into your arm so that you cannot let go of it because you didn't know the command word to release it. It is a
Okay.
safety feature to prevent you from falling while you've got the movement speed.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be way worse than that. All right.
Turn you into an angel. God, what kind of
Yeah.
DM do you think I am?
So, that's what I would have done. I absolutely would have started the slow transformation into an angel. It's like, oh, you got to deal with this.
Turned you into a
That's what
demon,
you-
baby.
That's what you get for touching things.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Steal
Okay,
from an
my
angel?
first ever session of D&D, player picks up the longbow loot from like the random ass bandit we killed, and it cursed, bind on pickup. You're slowly turning into a tree over the next 10 years. Impetus for the entire rest of the campaign, which is try to untree this dude.
Wow. Untree this dude. I love it. I love
Wow.
D&D.
D&D.
So I can actually like let go now.
You can
I
if
set
you.
it down.
Yeah,
Oh.
you say the command word. Now that you understand how the machinations of this thing, it's a physical button that was right next to your thumb the whole time. You press it and it releases from your hand. You like sort of shake off the cramps of your hand being in that position for so long, and you feel like you understand this device a little better. It has spell slots.
I need that.
Go on.
It doesn't allow you to cast anything if you're not already a caster, but it has spell slots available.
I will kill you in cold blood for that.
But my brother is a caster. My brother can cast spells. I've seen him do it.
Yeah, I'm really good at it, actually.
I'm just saying, there's only one wizard in this party.
There's
Yes,
the
my brother.
Are you on the back of the sandworm? No, you're over there farting around.
Although I will
Explosions.
say Hal is the only one able to heal us right now.
there is another
Ah.
factor, unfortunately.
I have a healing spell.
What am I?
Do I know what spell slots are in it?
Am I a joke to you?
There's
Do I get
nothing
to-
Yeah.
Yes.
at the moment, but it does have the effect of a third level caster, cleric in specific.
Okay, dokie.
Boo.
Okay, so if a caster is attuned to it, they basically get a little sub-cleric thing to cast a few spells?
Access to spell slots of a level 3 cleric.
Okay.
So
But
it
they
would
don't have
put
to
it-
be a cleric to attune, right? That's
No,
what I'm
not
just...
to be a cleric.
Okay.
However, there is something additional that I have not talked about yet, and that is that it has an alignment faction or alignment portion to it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
It does not match yours.
Oh.
It'll allow you to attune, but you get the impression that there is so much more that it is refusing to tell you or to release to you because you're not attuned to it. You're attuned. You're not of the correct alignment, though.
All right. Okay. I'm not giving this to anyone.
And
This is mine.
and the correct alignment is?
Secrets.
I'll get back to you on that one
We don't know.
because I checked the character sheet.
Give to me.
No, I don't think so. No, this is a holy relic of my land. I don't believe I'll just be giving this away. You wouldn't
Fair
even
enough.
know what to do with it.
I'm
What if I
pretty
suggest
sure
you to hand it to me?
You could try.
Oh,
I could
cut
teach you to do with
in
it.
here.
Look, I'm just saying, like, cranky bureaucrat, how is he not evil?
Valid.
Very
Valid.
valid.
I will say that the staff itself is actually compelling you to give it to Hallow.
Ooh.
Oh.
I refuse.
Me?
Okay,
Me?
The,
I think it would be a really good idea if you gave it to me.
I feel like the compulsion to give it to you is because it's going to hurt you, and it wants to hurt you.
I don't
the
think that's
Because
true
I
at
don't-
all.
it's compelling you to give it to Hallow.
I'm gonna hold on to it for now. Maybe she can get a better use out of it later, but I can fly with this. I know I can do that.
True.
Rosalind like
crossed the
leans over
wrong
to
warlock.
Hallow and is like, "Don't worry, dear. I'll chop his hand off later if I need to."
I mean, it's also worth noting, like, trusting the staff to do what it wants may be a mistake.
Yeah,
Not
I
in
don't
this
trust
instance.
I don't trust who the staff came from, so I very much don't trust what the staff is trying to tell me to do.
I have
and
such a good
legitimately-
history with angels.
Legitimately, I think he would actually be concerned about its
We
intentions.
wouldn't be here if you didn't.
Oh.
I know a thing or two about angels.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. I see where this is going.
Oh, I don't like that at all. You
I
can
don't like
keep
that
it
Austin
either.
dies in angel fire.
You can.
Yeah,
I'm
whatever.
just enjoying.
Keep your magic stick. We got.
Yeah,
things
so
to
you can have
do.
your stick.
I'm just enjoying this whole
Gold.
conversation's happening in basically a pile on top of each other.
Yeah.
Except for
Everyone
you
Just
up in
all
your little
spooning.
cubby.
Yeah, and up here, like,
It's just Ilvar's head, like through the rope trick hole.
nope,
Hit plenty of space
I
up
don't like
here.
that.
Hmm?
it needs privacy.
How about this? I'll hold on to it for now, and then if the opportunity arises where I don't think it's going to hurt you, then I'll maybe let you try it out.
Look, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of pain. You can just give her the
I
stuff.
think-
and it's,
I think you may be underestimating me a little bit.
I think you may be underestimating the angels.
Oh, I've dealt with angels.
These ones? Our angels are a little different. Have you noticed? They're not.
Angels are
Nice.
angels.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this. This belongs to my people. I'm gonna keep it
For
for
reference,
now.
Gardariel was an angel from here. He was a male angel which do not exist in Ravnica, and had come from Amonkhet.
Haha.
Okay, points to Hollow, but
Anyways, it's a cool item, and we're gonna see how it goes.
Great.
All right. Well, we're wasting daylight or moonlight or whatever the hell time of day it is, so we should get a move on.
You.
Medu, could you make some water and stuff for us to carry?
Yes, I am currently changing my spells. Hold on.
Okay.
that's fair.
You had
That's
8
what you-
hours. I do 8 hours.
It is hard. I have so many druids have like the biggest spell.
Druids and clerics,
clerics.
it's a lot of pressure.
Hey,
That's one thing. I don't even ever have to worry about that. The spells are spells, and I can cast 2 of them.
This is the one.
It comes out to about 1 per fight, theoretically, with how short rests are
Yeah.
meant to be done.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Okay, I am good now. I will create water.
Mine are mostly utility and not so much ouchie.
How much water is created through the spell?
10 gallons of clean water.
Score.
Enough to party.
Woo! Very conservatively in the
Enough
desert.
to rehydrate some mummies.
So
thank you.
if we rehydrate them, they stop being undead, right? That's how it works. You can reverse the mummy's curse.
That's right, yeah.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah, I'm
Let's try
pretty
it
sure
out.
that's what they did in the movie.
Just add
Yeah.
If
water.
we rehydrate them, do they just become zombies?
Oh no.
It will take away your spellcasting progression. Water.
Okay. So as everybody's sort of coming to and putting their stuff together, and there's a whole lot of like, as you're putting your armor back on, there's a lot of elbows flying, so you guys kind of catch each other in the cheekbones. It's not a very glamorous like hotel stay. You wake up, there wasn't really anything soft on the floor to sleep on. It wasn't
Smoothing down the bed head.
Super uncomfortable. I love it.
wiping the dry drool off the side of your face.
Medu, I think we're used to this. This is just how it normally is for us.
This is fine. Yeah, I don't know what
Yeah.
they're complaining about.
Look,
This is
if
how
you
we
could
were
not do this
raised.
again, I would appreciate it. Like never again, ever.
I'm inclined to
Right.
agree. This is
Thank you.
unpleasant.
Yes.
I enjoyed the camaraderie.
Before we
I didn't.
calling down from above, I did as well.
Oh, thank you, my good friend.
Please
Well,
stop using that
105
word. I
degrees
find it
inside the hot pot.
deeply harming.
Good.
Thanks, Pop Pop.
That's probably at least a little bit worse. I'm going to invoke a little helpful ability before we venture out, if that's fine with everyone.
Do what you gotta do.
Sure.
And I'm going to invoke Rary's telepathic bond so we can all communicate telepathically. And I'm going to invoke Tentra's floating disc so we can carry all the water, without worrying about math and shit.
Awesome.
I wasn't going to worry about the math anyways, but it's okay.
Oh well.
Just turn to Alsan and go,
Flavor.
brother, I realize we're forgetting that we're really good at doing things when we can see each other. Both of us should have been rolling again, when we rolled a 1 on things. Just remember that.
I don't think I've rolled
Game
a
mechanics are hard.
Okay, I should have rolled again. That one time I rolled a 1.
You probably should have. Yeah. Sorry.
Like halfling luck is already hard to remember, and this one there's a check as well.
Yeah.
Do I see my brother? There he is.
Reroll.
Oh. So, you are all
No,
sorted
try
and
again.
ready
You
to
did
go
so well. Oh.
to venture out into the sands. And you go to open the top.
So this is
and
gonna
you
totally
can't
cave it.
open it.
Yeah.
You can't lift the door.
Well, that is
Open
problematic.
it. What are you
What's the
doing?
matter?
Yeah, I know
Well-
what's hold up here.
It's heavy.
I
Do we have anybody who excels in strength?
No.
I'm not like super strong, but maybe with somebody's
can-
help we could have a
can
good
try.
I
try.
can get somebody out of here. I'm not
Save
strong,
your
But
magic.
if there's somebody strong, I can.
No, try
Get
to
out.
work together with a complicated
I'm
sets
more
of pulleys and
agile.
ropes.
I mean, I can give somebody.
But I'm pretty
like,
athletic.
I can
I'm not.
enhance somebody's ability. It's not like I make you stronger, but you're more able to work with things that are heavy.
Look, we're just talking. We can just try and see what happens. Push really hard.
That's true.
The old,
Oh,
Save the
The old
magic
teamwork.
first. Like we just had that nice, long rest as you will, and probably doesn't hurt to let some of you casty types hang on to your energy a bit so early in the day.
Yeah.
All right.
So, who's doing
I'll
this?
help. I'll come over and help Zarina try to push it. Sure,
All right.
As Zarina stands there with
Hold
spaghetti
your
arms.
like pretending to help.
You're both
Cute.
pretending. It's like, it's so heavy.
No, I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
Would it be a straight strength or would it be athletics, Corey, to try to push the door?
We're going to say it is. Yeah, we'll call it athletics. We'll call it athletics.
What is your modifier?
Oh, well, I only got a 12 strength, but I'm proficient, so
Okay,
I'll aid you then.
all right. Let's say, okay, that's not too bad. It's a 15 on the die plus 5, so dirty 20.
All
And
right,
that's actually
so-
before advantage. Same thing twice. Haha.
Okay, so as you're pushing, you do manage to get the door up a few inches, and as you do so, sand begins pouring in.
Ah, crap.
Right. So, I'm gonna use mold earth, the continued useful thing, and just move earth into the rope trick over and over again as we dig ourselves out.
Yep. So
That's
it was
amazing.
it was a pretty heavy windstorm last night while you guys were sleeping, and it was about 14, 15 feet of sand. That was the encounter that blew over the top of your door.
All right.
The weather DM strikes again.
The weather DM.
You are welcome. Hey, I have the green screen.
All
right.
but we managed to get out.
You managed to get out, and you are in the bottom of a sand pit, and your rope trick is full of sand.
No, as the sand was going in, I was casting produce flame and turning it all into glass.
Cute.
Sure.
So
I'm
it's
not
full
sure
of
it helps,
glass, too.
but go ahead.
Sure.
I mean, come on, it's fun,
Stack it in the corner, making little glass bricks. Okay, we're back on the surface, and Ifnir awaits.
Yes.
All right. I'll just sort of look over at Alsan and Midu and be like, all right, which way?
He knows.
Which way?
That one. That way, yes.
Okay.
Well, let's
You're
get a
sure?
move on.
Let's
I
do
roll
one
me a survival check, Alsan.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Oh, it should have been me.
Maybe the brothers can work together.
Maybe you can help.
yeah.
Work
Or maybe I can
together.
help you. Because
I'm just going off the
+1.
checking the wind direction. That sounds like.
Oh,
Oh, brother,
like
no,
they-
you do it like this.
No.
You see, you first
They
do
would-
this, and then you waft it.
Well, Corey, that was Medu figuring out and then telling Alsan telepathically, so because we asked him if it helps his brother save face.
Of course.
Exactly. Oh, that's a dirty 20, actually.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Let him do
No
it.
question. Why would you need landmarks? It's the time of day. The wind blows in a certain direction. Obviously, it's going to be going towards the River Luxa. I mean, the wind is going to be blowing east right now, and that means that you're facing south, so you need to go southeast from where you are now to get to the
totally
prison.
where I pointed the first time, right?
Which is verified by the
Yes.
giant volcano on the horizon.
Oh, hey!
But you didn't
Yeah,
need
you-
the landmarks.
You see the smoking dune over there? That's what we're after.
The one of glass, this direction, or the volcano?
No, the one with all the smoke in the air, not the one that you did here that people are going to talk about forever and ever, my good friend.
All right,
Go
well,
Can you please stop using that word?
Good. Yes, I'll stop using good. Best friend.
That would be an improvement, but not the goal.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in now.
Make your way with Tensor's floating disc full of swimming pool behind you. Small swimming pool behind you.
Could I fly ahead just a little bit with the staff, just to make sure that we don't have any mummy patches? To sort of
Absolutely.
guide
That's
us.
a great idea. So you sort of get up above the ground, probably 85, 90 feet up, and you're looking for little pockets of areas that might be suspicious as to having larger quantities of undead. Making your way across the sands, you do have to fight the occasional mummy here and there, but with your concerted efforts, they go down relatively quickly. And after about an hour of travel, you find yourself at the edge of the River Luxa. The area is surrounded by taller palm trees and shorter fronds, and it's sort of cooler down closer to the water. Despite the heat of the sun, it's actually quite pleasant, which is a big clue in to Alsan and to Medu that this is not the place to be comfortable, because big nasties lurk in these waters.
Oh, this is not the place to be comfortable. Big nasties are in this water.
what
Did
kind
you,
of nasties?
It depends. It could be many different things, but they are definitely big and definitely nasty.
But I mean, like, are we
And
all
the
right
water.
if we're not in the water directly, or do they like come out on land, or do we need to like go steal a boat? Will we be okay in a boat if we have to do that? Like, what are?
Can
What
your
have you
magic
seen?
stick fly us over?
Fly me over. And if you ask very nicely, my good friend, I might fly you over with me.
I guess that's not going to work out then. I'll find my own way.
Oh, do me. Take me.
Okay, yeah. So he like
All right.
swoops down and like one arm. Let's go. Flies over the river.
Chopper.
You're sort of having a really hard time staying aloft, and well, the effect is that you're sort of skipping across the surface of the river.
Yeah.
And
It does
periodically,
look like we were walking.
the feet of both of you just sort of dangle into the water momentarily. I just like like you're fly fishing.
Abort.
Mhm,
Abort.
mhm.
How do I abort? Just drop her? No. Like,
Yeah,
we're gonna see this to
do that
completion.
thing.
Maybe this wasn't a good idea, so either hurry up or take me back.
Well, we're midway. You make a choice.
No, you make a choice. You are the one
Just
flying.
keep talking about it.
So there is a large swirl and eddy in the water to the southeast of you.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep booking it. There's nothing I can do.
It does seem to be
You can
trying
swim, right?
The rest of you from the far shore, you see as this massive maw comes charging up out of the water of this, it's got to be an 80-foot crocodile. Just comes snapping up at them, which I need a dex check from Alsan
Can I try to help their butts a little bit? I would like to
Probably.
cast. I'd like to cast Tasha's hideous laughter.
Nice.
On the
I can't think of
crocodile,
it.
right? Not on us.
Oh, you know, on you, yeah. I can't think of any dad jokes right now. Is the problem though?
Oh no.
Oh.
How wide across was the river? I'm just curious.
It's about 500 feet across.
Oh.
Oh, that won't work.
Hey,
But-
Ilvar, what's the God Pharaoh's favorite food?
I don't know.
Sandwich.
Ah!
And
I
now I
liked
do
it.
target. And now I do target you. Actually, I'm gonna cast Cause Fear because I found out that Tasha's laughter doesn't work on things with an int below 4, and this is a
That's
crocodile.
exactly what I was going to say.
So,
So you're like, yeah, they have to be able to speak a language to get a joke, and
they're gonna make a save against being a furred
a third.
instead.
That's DC 17?
It doesn't really change. Yep.
Yep, that was a 3 on the die, so I'm just going to go ahead and say that's a scared crocodile.
I saw it coming.
Oh, good.
It's a 3.
It still does need. I still do need that dex save though to see if it does. You can get it out of the way.
I mean, you know, it's a 9. Like +5 because I'm so cute.
Well, we now know what happened to Alsan Sura. He was swallowed by a gator in the river.
As good as I think as anything.
Staff that was- yep, with the staff. So,
What did you roll a 2?
Does he
rolled
get
a
advantage
5.
because the crocodile's afraid? Like that gives disadvantage on attack rolls for the crocodile.
Don't
Want to save him?
I rolled for you, and it was a 4 on the die.
Ooh, less than ideal.
Yep.
Zarina, please also roll a dex save.
You know what? I'm gonna use that nat 20 because I don't want to be swallowed by a crocodile. So nat 20 out.
It's gonna be great. Just the person who's carrying you
It's
gets
valid.
eaten, and then you're
Yeah.
fine.
Toad's good.
Somehow.
DD.
Yeah, so this gator comes dashing up out of the water and just completely swallows Alsan Sura whole, leaving leaving Zarina falling to the water, holding the staff. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, the gator's now, the crocodile is definitely feared as it charges back into the water and swims away with Alsan.
Well, that
in
didn't
his-
quite work out.
I mean, I did see Alsan use the staff, so I just go, fly? Question mark?
Take
yeah,
a turn, man.
it flies with you. But you can also sense the direction of Alsan.
Ooh.
Crocodile is swimming south in the river.
I will not, seeing my brother eaten by a crocodile.
Yes.
Of course, I would not ignore this, and I would immediately transform into a giant vulture and fly after it.
Okay.
Well, we don't need him
This-
anymore. A gesture to Ifnir in the distance.
I mean, Zarina has the staff. No. We came as a group. We need to work as a team.
When did we say that?
I don't think it was really a we. It was kind of like a me personal thing.
Yeah, I mean,
That's like-
Come on, Paulo. Don't make me go help. Ugh.
I don't really
Why?
remember
You
you
hear it
saying
just in your
that.
head. I'm your friend.
You can, yeah, can we hear this? Or is it
Okay, well, it feels that I can help now.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're all telepathically communicating. Ah!
brother, I'm coming for you, brother.
All right.
Does this mean Alsan is just listening to us talk about whether we should come save him?
You don't have
I'm
to,
just
you don't have
stabbing
to
it.
include everybody. You don't have to include everybody,
Aw.
but
Oh, so we can have
absolutely
different
yes.
threads, different group texts going.
Absolutely heard that. Maydu,
Have I not
carry
proven
me.
my worth to you, scoundrels?
Maydu, take me head off the crocodile. It won't move towards me if I can get in front of it. Carry me.
I do that. Grab him in my giant talons. I can carry up to
This is uncomfortable.
450 pounds as a giant vulture.
I'm
Zarina
happier than you
flies
might
in the
think.
same direction. Because crazy people.
But 450
Yeah,
pounds.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'm within, but I'm heavier than you might think.
Yeah,
Because you
Hey,
are Metallicar.
Well, ain't nothing to it but to do it, and I'm gonna clap my hand on Rosalind's shoulder and cast Fly on us, and I guess we're doing this.
Ah, great.
Shit.
Oh, okay, so we're doing this.
Time to play?
Seems
Time to
like
play.
All right, I got my whip and my scimitar ready to go while we go Peter Panning off to fight an alligator. Like you do.
So,
is this Never
so the
Neverland?
idea here is
It
this
is
is
now.
very Peter Pan.
Yeah.
So the idea here is that it can't move towards me because it's afraid of me. So we can kind of use my existence to try to herd it towards the other people.
Good.
And I will
This
try to
works.
fly ahead of it, yes. I can fly 60 feet per round normally without dashing.
Oh.
There is a heavy side wind.
Sorry, what?
Also, it
Oh,
has,
side
is going downriver.
Hallow, what's the speed on fly, just so I know?
It is a number. I think it's 60.
For-
For fly.
Of the spell.
Yes.
yeah,
you can-
yeah. 60? Sweet.
So,
20 more than I
so
normally get.
Right? I'm not like
You are
in the
swallowed
teeth.
whole. You have taken no damage.
Sweet.
But you
That's
are
hilarious.
you are going. What is your constitution?
It's all right. It's a good number, is what it is. 12.
Well, that is a
12
good.
is
That's
fine.
a very good number, but it's a good number. That means you've got what's that? 1 minute of no breathing before you need to make
Yeah.
con saves.
So
yeah,
if
so
he
could
got
I-
a breath,
Could I take an action?
What's that?
if he got a breath, he can hold his breath for a minute, and then he has one round after that before he drops to zero and is fully suffocating.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can sacrifice your breath. We have ruled previously if you want to cast a spell or something.
No, I don't think this necessarily counts as a spell. I'd like to summon my magical item.
Ooh.
Yes. This is
Yeah.
not a spell.
Yeah. So I imagine myself like almost laying down in its mouth throat area, and I can't access really much of anything. And so the tattoo on my arm pulls away from my skin and glows a very bright hot pink as it unravels, and a Kopesh comes out from it, and it's just this hot pink just sword, and I just start hacking the hell out of it.
Ooh.
Very nice. Very nice. Good.
The
You are
exact situation for which you got that weapon, brother.
Seems like a good time to use it. Seems like this is the moment. If I'm in this dire of a situation, yeah. So I'm just gonna make. Can I make an attack roll?
yes, by all means. At advantage.
With advantage, yeah, because I'm inside. Let's see what happens. So 24. To hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
So, and it does only 4 points of damage. It looks cool. It's not super strong. The point is that I can have a weapon at any time.
If you had advantage, did that sneak attack?
Oh.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah.
You should, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then let's absolutely do that. That's much better. Thank you. I'd forgotten about that. All right, so there's.
Being a rogue.
Actually.
27. 27 extra points of damage.
4 after the 4?
No, that's with the 4. It's 31.
31 total damage. You look at one thing to see if this is on the table of cool features.
Table of crocodiles.
I don't know how
have
much
a table of crocodiles.
Crocodile.
Do you have a table of crocodile stomach features?
I hope so. I really hope so.
In the
That'd
monster
be amazing.
Yes, for the Behir. Assume the monster swallows one creature and deals 2 rounds of acid damage to it. It does not say here. I know that there is something with the Behir that when you are swallowed, if you deal X amount of damage, it will regurgitate.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's-
typically.
It varies
the Kraken,
by
I think
creature.
it's only
There's a-
like.
Yeah,
I think the
the
Kraken's not
Kraken
even that
gets
high,
a
it's like-
save after you do the damage, though. And it's
Yeah, but
50-50.
Yeah, that's true. But I think it's only like 20 in the Kraken, right? Isn't it like ridiculously low?
20 or 40? It's not super high for it being a Kraken.
Yeah.
It's 30 damage for the Behir, and it's of a similar CR. I'm going to say you need to deal 30 damage, and you just dealt over the threshold, so it is going to regurgitate you into the river.
Good.
And... Oh, wait, hold on. It's a con save.
DC 14 is what I think I just saw.
Yeah.
Come on, no.
I'm sorry, you are not regurgitated. It gags, and you feel like sort of compressed as it tries to throw you up, and it swallows you back down.
We were so close to Venom.
The good old.
Yep. And you fight it back down.
Yep. Oh, that was gross.
All right, so everybody is sort of rushing down river as quickly as possible, and from the air, you start to notice that the water is no longer just fast moving and clean. It's starting to slow down, and it's getting redder. At first, you think that maybe the crocodile has chewed up Alsan, but then you note that the river is just turning red. The water is no longer as transparent, and it's hard to see this enormous crocodile except for the ripples on the surface. And as you continue chasing, the surface becomes completely opaque as the river turns to blood as you get closer and closer to this mountain. You finally, through fear, manage to flank this thing and chase it up onto one of the shores out of the blood, and it sits there hissing from the shore, staring at Dr. Ilvar as the rest of the party flanks it.
Can
I
somebody
just,
please kill this thing?
Can I just pop it with some Eldritch Blast? Pop.
Yes. We will start with Alsan's attack, though, as he is inside, and this will be the last round before you make saving throws. Before you fall unconscious, effectively.
Okay, that's all right. With advantage again?
Yes.
All right, cool, sweet. So, 23 to hit, and then
Yep.
let's Please hit that 30
Sneak
threshold
attack.
again.
Sneak
See what
attack.
we can do. All right, so God, that was only 4 on my regular attack. It's not going to happen. 13. No, so it's only 19 points of damage.
Damn.
All right. However, that is enough to kill it.
That'll do.
All right, cool. Yeah. Still pretty.
With the
pretty
doubling
well.
of the damage and everything else, that is enough to kill it as you chop your way out through the side of its chest cavity. Slashing through the last of the ribs, you come out emerging with this flaming pink Kopesh covered in the gore of this crocodile as everybody else is getting ready to attack it, and you step out onto the shore. A wild look on your face, and you understand a little more vividly the madness that was in Dillick's mind as he had been swallowed by one of these crocodiles as well when you left him for dead. You seem somewhat surprised to see the rest of the adventurers looking down at you and from around as they were closing in on the crocodile. And
No big deal. I handled it.
a wave of guilt washes over you as you remember that you left Dillick, assuming him dead after being eaten.
Yeah.
Well, I did ask
didn't
somebody to
handle
kill
well.
it, so thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Well
cast
done.
I'm just gonna cast prestidigitation on Alsan because he looks icky.
Can I like
'Cause he's-
as I see you winding up for that, I'm like, no, I'm good.
No, it's not optional.
No, I'm
Thank
good.
you. No.
I
Yeah,
just look
you're
down
good.
at all my clean fur. Damn it.
You're
Really?
welcome to go roll around in it again, but I don't
I
want
might.
to.
I just might. I kind of
Well,
earned
it's a-
the covered in blood and gore thing, don't you think?
Well, it's a
Fought my way
it's
out
a
of a live
cantrip,
alligator.
so
Alsan, you're
Keep doing
being
this.
your
Alsan,
friend
you're
doesn't
being
like that.
ridiculous. Pull yourself
Why
Don't make your
together.
friend mad.
Brother,
My
it's okay.
friend. This is him sort of getting a little bit of that madness. Like, no, I want to be covered in the blood of my enemy.
I get it.
It's
No, I mean that scans
Ilvar-
actually.
Ilvar
See,
is
he's
going
on
to conjure Mage Hand and have it slap Alsan in the face, with its 10 pounds of force.
Oh no.
You're no
We have
use
places-
to me, insane. Let's get it together.
Thank you, my good friend. Thank you.
You
We
earned
have-
that one.
We
Just-
have somewhere
just-
to be.
Well,
Yeah, how much
Yeah,
closer
it's
are
not
we
bad.
now?
His coverage
You
will
are
sort of,
now
like,
at the
wrap
foot
around.
of the mountain. The river actually comes from within the mountain, and you can see that it is being turned to blood from within the mountain.
Oh, this actually
All
looks
right.
pretty nice.
look, I have to
pretty
admit, this is
Rakdos.
pretty cool. I like it.
I like
I
it.
will.
It's
I
a
can
nice
imagine it
touch.
already.
Like,
stage
if you're
on
gonna
the
be in
top part?
jail,
The mountain before you is enormous, black, and smoking into the sky. It is made of basalt. There are many lava tubes coming down the sides and emptying out onto the plains surrounding. And there's a strong emission of sulfur from the area. Everything feels acrid. The palm trees here are singed in yellow, dying at their root. The river emerges from an enormous cave, about 75 feet across at the mouth of the river. It's moving quite fast at this point as the 500-foot wide river narrows into this 75-foot wide channel. There is a sighing, a hiss coming from the mountain as the air is pulled in to the cave opening.
Well,
This is what you wanted.
Seems
Time
cozy.
to find a way.
Need
Find
to
a way
find
in.
Dr. Wildeburn.
All right, so now is the time to be more careful and go quietly. Is that what I'm feeling the vibe? Yeah,
I think so,
Were
maybe.
you being
I mean,
reckless before?
absolutely.
so, Aslan, before, I think I'd asked you what kind of exact, like, setup and defenses this prison here's got. Like, are the prisoners in, like, cells, or are they all, like, kettled together in, like, one place? What's the deal?
No, it's more like just sort of a free-for-all. The prisoners are left there to, well, not die. They can't really die. Just to stay here forever and ever. There's not really much in the way of security personnel, though everyone inside, you don't know who you necessarily can or can't trust. I have a few connections in there, maybe if they haven't broken out or been murdered by their fellow cellmates. So it's really a wild world in there, to be honest. But no, not really. I don't think we'll have many problems with guards or anything. Angels may come by.
I'm
There are
thinking more
some
about
demons.
trying to
Lots of
find
demons.
these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They stand
honestly,
out a bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's
We'll
see.
just have
then.
to kinda go
Like
in.
a lot, actually. They're very
Okay.
noticeable
Well,
people.
I was going to invoke a spell to locate a creature. Does that sound amenable?
Oh, I mean,
Oh,
that sounds pretty
most
quick.
certainly.
Are you looking
Or
for
are they
your
just all inside
doctor?
the Yeah.
They'll
Or are they just all
probably
inside the
be-
volcano?
They're pretty much all inside the volcano. Yes.
Oh, well, then don't want to waste a fourth level invocation.
Yeah. They're all in the
Oh.
volcano.
Might as well.
Where in the volcano? Different story. The
Right.
condition they're in the volcano, who knows? So we kind of probably
They're-
just need to.
How many friends you got that we're getting out of here, Hallow?
4. They're probably. I'll say Arcadia might not be with them, but Suniva and Malakar are probably together. Fane's probably there too. But 4. There's 4, and they're pretty easy to spot.
4?
Well,
I'm only looking
Fane's-
for 1.
Well, Fane's pretty easy to spot.
What about Cyrus and Spec? God.
I don't know if they
They're
got
having a
captured.
rogue honeymoon.
Rogues.
Yeah. They're hanging
I
out,
only-
drinking whiskey together,
I saw 4 people
making
get
fun of us
captured.
nerds who couldn't get away.
It's like I saw 4 people get captured.
All right, well, I mean, we could try and like break into teams or something, cover more ground.
Okay.
Dr. Ilvar, no offense intended. I do not trust you to not just find Malakar and then leave us all to die. So I
I'm
would
so glad
think
you've
it'd be
learned
best-
to know me.
So I think it'd be best if we stay together as a group.
Well, if you're so worried about me, Hollow, we could buddy up. I don't hate you that much.
Oh well. You make me blush if you're any nicer. Yes, that seems amenable if we do want to break up into smaller groups, although that might be
groups
easier
of
to
3 or something, so it's not just pairs.
Alternatively, we could go to the volcano and upon arrival find out if that is a useful construct.
That also works.
Right, yes.
Just
I
a
begin
point
walking
of
towards the
order.
volcano,
There's
and I stop
there's
walking
people,
towards the volcano.
There's people in there that will literally eat you. So like maybe a show of force that we're a collective might be helpful.
Oh, I'll show
I
some
could summon
force.
a
Let's
demon.
go.
Are there more
Yes.
low-key versions of getting in? Like,
So we can just go
Oh.
invisible again, I guess. That's an option.
Could absolutely go in there invisible. Again, full of demons, full of prisoners. The prisoners, you didn't see my friend. The desert madness is a real thing. So
well, this is a
It
volcano,
happens.
so
Okay, volcano madness. You sit in here for 7,000 years, never being able to die and never eating anything, and see how you feel after that.
Well, that's
Probably
not the plan. The
How
plan
long
is
have
to
your
go
friends been
in.
here? How long?
I know what the
few
plan
months.
is. I'm
The
trying
plan is
to
to
get
go
you
in
to
and-
understand the people in here.
Alsan.
Yeah, they suck. All right, we'll like hit them back. It's fine. I don't understand what you're
Yeah,
so worried about.
what are they going to do?
Alsan.
They can't do magic, right?
No.
Some of
No,
us
but
can.
Water.
You don't seem to have a problem with not having magic and murdering people, so
Yeah, but I'm the best.
clearly.
Well,
Alsan,
Yes. my
how
friend.
long were you imprisoned in Ifnir? No, prevents you
know.
from aging. Don't know.
I don't remember.
Oh, that's
Do you have a
disgusting.
ballpark?
Not that long. Must have been just a few weeks, a year or two, maybe.
Do you have volcano
No.
madness?
No longer than a decade, obviously.
Do I know how long my brother was missing?
Yeah, you guys are relatively close to the same age. And you were not in the prison with him.
So likely not more than a few years.
Totally. That sounds
But-
approximate. Yeah, sure.
so, but how does this help us? Because I don't see the reason for having this discussion now. We're going in, yes?
Zarina,
think
shut up.
yes.
I'm showing sympathy.
Oh, that's new.
Shut up again.
When did you learn that?
Well,
No.
I must have gone mad.
I get curious too sometimes. Volcano madness. What a fine reasoning. I'm going to head in now. Because Zarina
yes,
does have a point, despite how annoying she is.
Say that again and I volcano your madness.
Just like with
I'm going
everything
to
we've
follow
done here,
Dr. Ilvar into the volcano.
All right.
I will
Just-
follow Hallow.
As he walks away, Zarina, Chris, can you please keep it together?
Yeah.
As
Just
you
want
all
to-
walk into the volcano,
Approach
This-
first.
yeah, you know, we're going to
Yes.
fade out with
Don't get it
the
twisted.
party walking into this maw next to the river. Alsan Sura staring off towards the party, reluctant to follow back into Ifnir, knowing exactly what he's getting into. And that's where we're going to wrap the session this week.
No.
Oh,
Oh, what a fire.
Wait. Chris isn't coming back? No. That's sad.
What?
He was
Is
fun.
he? Is he not? I don't know. We have to figure
find
that out. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Okay.
To
Don't
be
take my friend away.
For
my
now,
only
My friend! My friend!
Aw, that's disgusting.
Oh.
if not,
Hug.
fantastic.
I need you to hug me.
Now you need to hug.
Oh,
you need
now
to
you're
hug
leaving
Chris
him
back.
hanging.
So there is a
Aw.
poll going right now. Please vote for whoever is going to get the blessing or the bane of Amonkhet. The blessing last week was for a magic item for one of the players who was going to win. It ended up being a staff that I built specifically around Hallow's character that would happen to be attached to Alsan's hand at the time.
Oops.
And so there's fun to be had in figuring that one out. Now that Zarina has stolen it, we shall see.
I will kill you for that.
Right.
Unacceptable.
But Alsan is still attuned to it, and yet Zarina can tell where Alsan is while holding it, so that will be a lot of fun. While we're waiting on the poll to finish, we're going to go around in reverse order, which is going to be reverse. It's going to be this way. We're going to go back with Sam. Please tell us. God, I'm so bad with your guys' temporary characters' names. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're just, something to get the season rolling and get back into character and everything, and we're totally going to burn them in this prison. I don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to see how this goes. But, Sam, please tell us about where we can find you on the internet.
Hey, I am Sam. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Samwise_GameG, where I yell about disability and accessibility and Dungeons and Dragons and other games. You can see me alternate Wednesdays over at Chromatic Chimera. Until through the fall, you can see me on Fridays, also over at Variant Roles. I am playing in Courts of the Shadow Fae, and I am also a co-producer over at Heroes Without Limits, which is a community all about increasing disabled representation and awareness in gaming, and I'm actually going to be running Death House over there next month, so check that out. It's going to be good times. Good horrifying times.
Wait, Sam, did you just say there's other games besides D&D? I mean, I thought you guys...
There are. I mean, after all, there's Numenera, for instance, which
There's
Megan and I also
many.
play.
Anybody else?
Encounter roleplay.
All I heard was there's also D&D.
There's also D&D, and there's D&D. See, there's 5 editions, so...
Well, there's
different games.
real D&D. There's Dark Blade Stabby D&D. There's Future Weird D&D.
It's all just different flavors
Blade
of
from the
games.
Dark Numenera.
It's
Tuesday.
like Tuesday.
Megan, where can we find you online?
Hello, I'm Megan. You can find me online at Megan Lynn for the win. On Twitter right now, I'm screaming a lot about Heart because I'm very excited about it. But I scream a lot about TTRPGs. And you can find me, where am I? Every other Saturday, I am at twitch.tv/go_JG playing Spire, which is an amazing, amazing game that I love very much. You can find me here. I think that's it. I'm going to be doing like some one-shot stuff coming up soon, but I'll talk about that on Twitter. And you can find some of the games that I've written on itch.io/Megan Lynn for the win. And that's me.
Megan Lynn for the win. All right.
Megan?
I still have to get into some of your content. I have not had a chance to get over there. So as long as it's
pretty
D&D,
cool.
I'm playing.
It is not.
I'm sure I can D&D-ify it. All right. I will save the results of that poll, and we'll come back to that. Nuno, where can we find you?
Hello. My name is Nuno. You can find me on the internet, everywhere, all social medias at jnunotex. I too shout about D&D and RPGs, and I too am excited about Hearts. Amongst other things, I am the only person at this table that is not from the USA. I am from the UK. I live in London, and I do a bunch of things locally. I organize weekly games and events once in a while. A very important event if you're in the UK or in London specifically. Next month on the 20th, we are organizing a charity event for Mind, the mental health charity. It's very exciting. All the games filled in within 24 hours, which was insane. I wasn't expecting it. But you can still go to the main event, the part in the afternoon, which is going to be panels about how to approach mental health issues at your games and when you run clubs and online communities like Encounter Roleplay. And if you're around and you can make it, do it. It's for a good cause.
That sounds great.
I wish I was in the UK.
Wish I was there.
You need to set up a Twitch stream. Like, I don't know why that. Get some Twitch streaming going on with that. All right, Nat.
Hi, I'm Nat. I love D&D. I know the rules too well to enjoy playing it sometimes. I think every day is Tuesday. I'm a freelance layout designer and editor. Hire me. You can find me at KreimNat, KREIM Nat over on Twitter. That's where I live most of the time. That's me. Also, Chris, Alsan was so good today. Thank you.
Yes!
Thank you. I appreciate that. I
love
had a lot
him.
of fun with that one. That was you guys have been great. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's been so much fun.
It really has.
I know.
Really has.
I'm sad to see him sort of coming to an end for a pause or whatever. So like I'm glad we got to use a super weapon today, though. I was really hoping that would happen before we left.
What even was that?
Yeah.
It was just something that Corey and I came up with. It was
Nice.
sort of like a little relic. His tattoo becomes a khopesh, and then he can wrap
That's
it back on his
awesome.
arm. It costs
Think
him
about it
health and he
like
gets tired.
the cloak
I love
of
it.
useful items, or the robe of useful items, except it's a tattoo on his flesh. He peels it off and it becomes the item.
That's
10
awesome.
out of 10. 10 out of 10.
I love
Very
it.
Rakdos.
That's so cool.
We are now 80% Rakdos in this party.
Yes. He was not leaving with any of you.
Very, very roguish to have a concealed weapon like that. And you know, when you're in a prison and you get a tattoo and it happens to be a shiv at the same time, you know, that's pretty awesome.
Handy.
Yeah, that's what we were going for.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So, Chris, where
Uh,
can we find you? What are you doing, man?
I am at Snickelsox on Twitter, SNICKELSOX. I make the Retroverse Lasers and Liches with my brother from a different mother country, Luis Abadias, who is like one of the most amazing artists I've ever encountered. And I can't tell you how happy I am that he went down this thirsty route for his own stuff, because man, he's just making like a bunch of like really beautiful, like sex positive stuff, and it's really nice to see him just embracing that side of himself. Beyond that, I'm going to try and get back into some streaming stuff myself here or there. You can find out most of our stuff at lasersandliches.com. We've got like 200 pages of free content you can go play with right now, and it's just neon 80s. It's like if the 80s just kept going and got even better and better and better up until where we are now. So one could say that it never really stopped, and we're just living that resurgence. So less Shadowrun, more Kung Fury is what our basically is. So yeah, if you want to enjoy that, you absolutely can. Thank you so much.
As someone who's played more Shadowrun than is ideal, that might be a good change of pace.
Yeah, it's supposed to be big, wild, silly. Just Saturday morning cartoons. You know how He-Man wasn't great all of the time, but sometimes, like most times, it's real silly and big fun. But sometimes you have a very special episode, and that's what we're trying to build is the ability to make that. It is 5e, so if you know D&D, you can totally play it.
That's cool.
You know, you gotta balance it. You know. But yeah, anyway, a lot of people enjoy it, and we're working on it. We're continuing to work on it, and it's going to be a while still. So, but that's it. That's it for me.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being on the show, Chris, and we hope to have you back soon. Really enjoyed having you here. All right,
thank you.
Robert.
Yeah, hi, I am DM Corey. I was your dungeon master today. Oh, I apologize. That's not me.
Hello, I am Matthew Foreman at Matthew W. Foreman.
No, I'm
Spartacus.
I'm Robert Allen. I'm a voice actor. You can find me down there at Voices of Robert on Twitter. You can find me here on Twitch, Viper718. Also, Robert Allen DM in chat. I just made a different account, so it's easier to, know who I am. I technically have another Twitch channel called Voice Action Roleplay, where we play D&D. A few of my, geeky butt voice actors. I can't. The other one's trademarked. And we play D&D. We're gonna get into Avernus or Avernus, depending on how you want to say it, pretty soon. We're not sure when, but we're gonna run the whole campaign with me dungeon mastering, so you can check us out there when we do. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Nice.
Tuesday.
Excellent. Thank you, Robert.
Tuesday.
All right, I am Dungeon Master Corey, and I am here on Encounter Roleplay exclusively this season. This season has been a lot of work to get it running, and tying everything, all the loose ends with you guys together from season 2 and bringing it in. I've got a lot of work ahead of me yet, but oh my God, is this season crazy good so far. I am loving the setting of Amonkhet, and all of the drama of what's going on in Ravnica while you're gone. It's totally going to be fine. No rush whatsoever to get back. Don't worry about it.
Remember that wizard dragon?
No.
Is
Yeah.
that right?
No.
The other one.
Yeah, he's in Ifnir
Niv
right
got
now.
reborn.
No, I think there was only one.
Before that.
No.
Is that the one that loves sandwiches?
I will kill you, but yes. Oh, no, I just
Alright.
threw my pen at my screen and it left a mark. Shit.
Oh no.
Oops.
Okay, so
Magic
hey,
eraser.
real quick shout out to everybody. Tomorrow we are going to be here on Encounter Roleplay. Will is going to be running Tentacle Tuesday. A little bit
Yes.
of madness. Please stick around, come see it tomorrow. They are crazy good, and yeah, I can't wait for the show. So seriously, jump in, watch it then. Thank you so much for everybody paying attention here tonight. And so it looks like Robert won the vote tonight.
Yep.
Oh
I
yeah.
believe you say that.
That's a little bit
That's-
scary. I'm a little worried.
Layman's Tuesday or the Tuesday?
So
Also,
how
second
do we
Tuesday.
decide? How do we want to decide if this is going to be Boone or Bane?
Okay. Have Robert call high or low on any die.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you invent the die.
D8.
Ooh, bold choice.
And I have a number in my head, so I'm gonna go low.
All right. I think I
Ooh.
rolled
It worked.
bad.
It worked for me last week.
Yeah.
That is a 3. No, it's not. That's a 2. It was upside down.
Scar! Yeah!
That's a 2. That's low. You get it. It's going to be your choice. Do you want the Bane? I saw in chat that looks like you wanted the Bane.
Ooh.
I mean, Bane rhymes with Fane.
Can
Can
you
we
give the
sell
Bane
you?
to somebody else?
Can we sell you on the bad stuff?
Can you choose to
Can you
bane
give the Bane to
Ilvar?
someone else?
Don't do
Just
that.
choose to Bane me. Bane me, Robert.
That's
Bane me.
Can I?
You adopted.
I think not. I think we voted for somebody. I think I can't do that.
I was born.
Well,
Voted
see,
by
it really, it really depends. Is this going to Medu or is it going to Fane?
Yeah, that's a valid question, actually.
Fair.
Persists.
Oh, on the character or the player, I mean.
Yeah, it persists with the player. I'm not going to.
Oh.
If it's
Oh,
if
okay.
it's something, it's
Well
going
then,
to persist.
I'm just
player.
gonna say Boone. Okay, I just don't.
Yeah.
Today, maybe
yes,
next
yes.
time I'll go with Bane, but today is a
I
Boone.
really think that Fane could use some nerfing. Angel Sword.
I wonder who gave it to him.
yeah.
RGN. Or RNG,
No one to blame but
rather.
yourself, Corey.
Hey,
Oh, there's no blame here.
fate giveth and fate taketh away.
I just have a
Ominous.
feeling like the end of this entire campaign is us going to be fighting Nicol Bolas, and I need that sword for that fight.
And I need that
That's
angel staff.
Accurate.
So here's
No,
what it's going
it's
to
mine.
be. It's going to be a random mutation. You're going to gain.
Ooh.
You're going to gain a simic hybridization of one form or another.
That's awesome.
That's
cool.
I'm going to
That's really
roll. I'm going to roll a d6.
Just don't give me one of the two I already have.
Now you glow in the dark.
No, then you get double claws.
Let's see. What do you already got?
I
Acid
can
spit.
climb and acid spit.
Climb and
speed and
acid.
acid spit.
Oh,
Thick
yeah.
hide.
Carapace with insect wings.
He's an
that's
angel!
That's
That's
practical
the
and heavy armor.
You will have a natural armor class of 14 unless you wear heavier armor than that. But your naked AC will be 14, and
He's
you
a
gain
beautiful
5 feet
butterfly.
of 30. You have a greenish carapace like a beetle that is sort of iridescent. like purple
Very
and green,
interesting.
very shiny.
It's all that
So-
volcano radiation.
Oh,
Well,
you were
it's,
doing
you
the
know,
Scarab actually is a scarab.
Oh, you were doing the Crasis ones, weren't you?
The Crassus mods? No,
Yeah.
no. I keep up with my own table.
Ah,
Tables for everything. Tables for crocodiles. Tables for
Stomachs.
mutations.
I spitball some ideas of what I generally want to happen of an idea, put it down next to a roll, however many ideas that come up to it. I round it off to a dice level and then put a die to it. That's all.
Fair.
I dig it.
So
Cool.
basically,
as
Awesome.
someone who's too
With
lazy
nothing
to
on,
ever
that's
create a
good.
table for D&D in my life, respect.
Yep. Lots of respect.
I'm
Okay.
a beautiful
We
butterfly.
are about 10 minutes over now, so amazing session, guys. You guys seriously just made it all the way across the desert and survived. Made it past a crazy encounter with a giant undead worm that spits freaking zombies. The inspiration for that, thank you very much, came from Wraith, and the NPC was a donation. And was sort of a hybridization of the current hype with the reboot for Dune with the sandworms, and then Muad'Dib riding the sandworm, but also in combination with the T-Rex from Chult with the zombies and the undead and all that amazingness. So,
That's a good stat block.
It is.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
so I can't wait to see you guys next week. Great game. Mondays, 6 p.m. Eastern. We will see you next week. Thanks,
Thank you,
everyone.
everybody.
All right, thanks for watching.
Have a nice Tuesday.
Thank you.